told them, come help me. I know you can help me do this. Now it's months later and they're like, bro, what's up? Where's the position for me at, bro? I'm supposed to be at the top leader. I'm supposed to be like Turtle right now. I've known you forever, Julian. What's going on, bro? When are you gonna put me on? And I'm looking at them like, bro, are you for real? Are you like, I told you about this before I even started it. And now that you see what we're doing and it's helping people and people are noticing it and pushing it and everyone's seeing Beacon and all this stuff, now it's like, I want nothing to do with you, bro. You didn't believe in me at all. At all. And now that it's somewhat picking up, it's like, now I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy for giving them the chance to start in the beginning, and they're like, they didn't really believe in it. Well, look at us now, and now they want to join. It's like, no, these doors are closed.
Oh shit, the microphone. I have problems with the microphone. Yes, I think you and I come off in the same way with that. When I started, and it's actually a very similar story. I mean, look, people will be like, "Oh, the dog is copying." No, is the first legit is the first time, right? Like you and I have never. Like the last time that I was speaking with you was probably about 2 weeks in the space, and we have DM, every once in a while over Telegram. But we have never spoken about these stories. Hear me out. When I started the 33 Club 2 years ago, on Discord and everything, because the 33 Club existed since 2015 with Grand Commander, only for Freemasons and all of that. But when I started 2 years ago, I talked to people about the idea of the 33 Club, and they were like, "You're copying Tate. You want to be like Tate. You wanna,
Yeah.
you're bringing, mental health, and you're bringing the crypto and fitness and whatever. You're just a knockoff of Tate." And I'm like, if you guys believe that, then you see motherfuckers chasing the same scam coins on and on and on and on and on again, losing their money, losing their money, losing their money, not giving a single damn about themselves, but supporting scammers out there. And people that is from my crypto community know what I'm talking about. I mean, I see a lot of familiar faces here. Then I remember that I said to people, you know what, you're one of my closest friends, like you say, elementary school, kindergarten, or people that I literally grew up with, and they were like, we don't care, like we don't give a shit about your project. But now that I'm building something, they're like, hey bro, like, can I get in for free? And I'm like, you can get in, but you got to pay a price, because I'm providing some knowledge, and knowledge is power. So I'm like, I told you since the beginning something, and you didn't listen, and you didn't care about one thing. um Now, I remember that then when I started all of this, the price of the 33 Club was at $8, or I think it was two server boosts or something like that. Like legit Red Polaris and BK. It was so cheap to get inside, and there were people who literally said, "Okay, I'm gonna pay a server boost, or two server boosts, or three server boosts. I'm in," and that people still in. And I'm like, you know what? You don't gotta pay anymore, because you show me loyalty, and you trust in my project since the beginning. And that people, I'm telling you, is making a bank right now. One of those dudes, the master, he was, munching 7-Eleven meals about a year ago. He made a
Wow.
he made a back from 4K. He made a return of 350x in a crypto call that I gave like about a week ago. And the motherfucker was already having, lunch in France and all of that. He's like, dude, you literally changed my life. And I'm like, I know that people don't have that vision, because they still want to be in at their comfort zone. They just want to follow blind leaders, or they just want to follow scam coins, or they just want to be a part of the same stupid mindset. So like people that is inside, and you will see red pillars, people that is inside of the third couple already, like, they know what I'm talking about. They know the crypto calls that I give. They know, like sometimes me and my crypto professors, we jump in a call, and then we discuss the market and all of that. People is making money, and I know that with you at Beacon, people is making money as well. And you, as their leader, you as their boss, CEO, whatever you want to name yourself, you feel gratitude, because you're changing people's lives. Because you cannot tell me no with that. You wish sometimes that in life you could have had a friend who say, hey dude, I'm starting this business, I'm starting this project, come with me, I'm going to help you either reach financial freedom, or I'm just going to I'm just going to change your life for the better. We never, like, sometimes we don't have those type of friends, but sometimes if we don't, it's because we have to become that type of friend that others.
Exactly.
Exact, and it's very hard to be that type of friend because nobody's going to take you serious. That's what I post something like, when you are famous, everybody knows your name. Everybody's like, oh, I grew up with that dude. I went to that. I went to school with that dude, whatnot. But when you are at the bottom with them, they don't give a damn about you. They don't.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I'll add one thing. I was going to say, even if you are famous, you start to get a lot of clout. It's important to have groups like 33 Club or Beacon around you because it's only going to get worse. Like, I've heard everything you could possibly hear about me at this point. I'm desensitized to it, but it gets worse as the bigger you get. And you're going to have people talk about you, badmouth you. And having a support system like Freemasonry, Beacon, or 33 Club is super important. I just wanted to add that.
No, that's honestly one of the things that I concur with you. Honestly, it's having Freemasonry in the background, having Beacon, having GG33. I mean, like I said, uh, about 10 years ago, I don't think this would have been possible. But look how society is doing right now. That we all got together for the betterment of society. Like, society is going into a path, like you say, the woke virus, right? Or how do you call this?
The woke mind virus. Shout out Elon Musk.
Yeah, man.
That was an
So
accident, guys. I'm sorry.
what was that?
I was trying to share something to you in a DM, but I put it in your nest by accident, but I'm deleting it. I'm sorry.
You're fine. No, 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 you're fine. So definitely. Taking wisdom. Go ahead. I didn't know that you have your hand out, brother.
No, thank you, brother. Hey,
I'm a.
Doctor,
Oh, sorry.
how you doing, man? Red Pill Aries was good. BK, 1933 Gold. Gab, what's up? I see you out here. It's the big 33-6 Energy DOG. And yes, we are in the Dragon year. So you spoke on becoming that friend that you need to be. It is a bit of a task at times because unless you have that perseverance to make it through the hard days, you gotta know even when you don't have the same exact outcomes or rewards that you're looking for, just keep going. You will see how this will work in your favor by just assisting someone and giving them hope throughout their journey. It's a beautiful thing. So when you spoke to that, I was just like, wow, that's real because masculine influence is rare, and I think that's the common ground that we all share amongst the Beacon 33 Club, GG33 is masculine influence, and from a healthy masculine stance, they don't want that to be a thing for others to become influenced by. And propaganda is working every day, if not overtime, to stop us from having that influence of masculinity. So VK mentioned that people are gonna talk about you along this journey, which is true. But as Gary said, he feeds off the hate. He loves to feed off the hate. And that just happened to click in for me personally just about a week ago. Like, I used to be the type of person like, man, like, what is it that you dislike about me? Maybe we could come to a common ground. Maybe we can, figure this out. But you get to a point to where you're too high in the game. So you just got to feed off of the hate because people are trying to attack you personally, but they don't know you personally. So how does that make any sense? And yeah, man, proving yourself is the fun part. So a little bit about myself. I'm a 33-6 Energy DOG, 1994. Now, my occupation is to talk people into the club. I'm a promoter in Red Pill Aries. I actually wanted to speak to you a little bit further about that and see if there is anything I could assist with when it comes to Beacon, because I do rock with the community. You guys are dope. You're killing it. 1933 got so much information on the financial side of things and metaphysical side of things. Like, there's a lot that hasn't been said, but also doesn't need to be said. You know when someone has momentum. You know when someone got motion. So if you guys haven't joined Beacon, join Beacon. If you haven't joined the 33 Club, join the 33 Club. You would not be disappointed. So I just wanted to share that.
Brother,
Thank
thank
you
you.
guys.
I just gave you a follow back, and DM me. Let's get to chopping it up, bro. I appreciate that. I'm always, willing to work with, like-minded people, and everything you said was awesome, bro.
That is honestly necessary, Red Pillars and taking wisdom. I remember in the last space when you was with Grand Commander, you asked the best questions. I had to cut people off, and I was like, we could be here for 24 hours talking about stuff, but Grand Commander, needs to take a plane or something like that. we run that space for 6 hours and 22 minutes, and it was just a wonderful space. We got a lot of content. So guys, hear me out. Do one thing right now. Retweet this space. Join the 33 Club free chat over Telegram. Join Beacon. And if you don't know about the Trine from my brothers Dale and VK, you guys can post that on the comments. Go and check that out. I'm already inside of the Trine. I love the Trine. I always like look, Red Pillarius. I'm biased, man. I'm a goat, so I'm biased to say, like we are the best Trine. But hear me out. I mean, it is what it is. I see hands down. Thumbs down. But I mean, it is what it is, man.
I like to just give the whole like thing to the year. So like this year it's the dragon year. So like technically the rat and the dragon and the monkey is the best this year. This year. You know what I'm saying? This year. So
You got to show the respect.
Nah.
exactly, I mean, it's just, it's our year. Obviously next year is a whole different year. It's a whole different trine. So you know what I'm saying? Everybody just it's all love, baby. It's all love at the end of the day.
Nah,
Can
man, fuck
I,
that.
I,
Fuck
I,
that.
what's going on, brother?
Man, listen, it's the top ox in the building. You hear me? I'm a 5 life path. So, my main motion in life is about freedom. That's all I talk about is how to be actually free from this fucking matrix. Excuse my French. But yes, the ox, rooster, and snake tron is the best tron of them all. We're the only ones.
Okay,
Wait,
I
wait,
didn't
wait,
You
wait,
know
realize
wait.
what?
we'd be
It's
speaking
okay.
Wait,
lies
wait,
Hey,
wait.
on this
Can I
bitch.
finish?
It's
that's
Can I
okay
cap.
finish?
since you're an ox.
Stop the
Since you're
cap.
famous.
Can I
It's
finish?
You
okay.
don't gotta strong arm the whole space, bro,
Listen,
being an oxymoron.
listen. We're not going to strong arm it. I'm going to say, listen, you guys are all in what the 33 Club and GG33, all that good stuff, right? Listen, right. The only Tron that has the 33 years are the oxes, snakes, and roosters. Okay, I'm done. I'm out of here.
All right. So peep this. It's an 8 universal year. I wanted to speak off of what Red Pill just said real quick. Because if you go back and you watch Gary's last video about how he spoke about the last 8 universal year, which is 9 years back, 2015, the year of the GOAT, that'll give you a little bit more insight about how this year is being expressed as well. Personally, I'm a DOG. So you're talking to the opposition of the dragon, and that 8 karmic year changes the game a little bit. It's a little interesting, but not to go too deep into that. I wanted to share lastly with this information that I got from Beacon, I was able to work not only at my desired job and time, but my all-time high record of bringing the amount of girls I brought into a club with this information and knowing it and actively using it while I'm working was 141 girls in one night. So I need y'all to join Beacon. Join the 33 Club. Do not miss. I promise you will not be disappointed.
Let's go.
Let's freaking go, guys. Like I said, you guys are invited. Just let me know how many of you guys are coming. For sure, brother Red Polaris, VK Dale, and Gary, you guys are invited to the Vegas event June 21st and June 22nd. I'm gonna send you the invite through DM, so Grand Commander can post that as well, or you can send that to him as well. Gabs, go ahead.
Hey guys, yeah. I just wanted to say because I'm on my way. I'm at work right now. I'm on my way to my next client. I take care of old folks, so I'm right next to Chinatown in San Francisco, and I'm walking past the transatlantic pyramid. And if you really pay attention to what Gary says, yeah, you know what it is then. And so I thought it was interesting. I'm walking by that while we're having this space, and it's just dude, like the last week with the little signs, like, bro, it was not even little signs, yo. You know what I mean? Like, Here, look. Is it cool if I share? Like, I'll make it really quick. It was what I wanted to tell you yesterday, Doc.
I couldn't hear you well, but I mean, I sort of understood a little bit. Still, try to DM me that. I'm reading the knowledge here that says, um, Masons.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
VK, that goes for you. Masons hold no knowledge. Masonry is Saturnian worship.
So no. So, you know, the logo of Saturn is used universally. Saturn is one of the most important planets in all of astronomy. So if it's Nike, for example, the Nike check is the Saturn's planet. You see the curvature of Saturn. Capital One uses Saturn. So it is not Saturn worship. There's no such thing as Saturn worship. Saturn is an extremely powerful planet. It goes with discipline, order, ritual, doing the same thing every day. Saturday is the day of Shabbat. Shout out to all my Jewish friends. Basically, Saturday is the seventh day of the week, not Sunday, and that's the day of rest. So if you're Orthodox Jewish, you don't, touch technology on those days. So it is way overblown. There is no Saturn worship, and the Freemasons hold a bunch of knowledge. It's just earned different ways. We have books since the 1700s at least. So no.
I got also another comment from a guy named Gristmill or Gristmile. Why do they speak highly of Satan in Masonry book?
Yeah.
Dude, there's the law of polarity and opposites. If you think that something is entirely evil, you need to understand that it's not just yang or yin, it's yin and yang. There's light and dark. If you think that something's evil, that's probably something that's coming from your perception. You're probably projecting, but it's not entirely evil.
One thing that I have noticed whenever I mention the name Gary to certain people, I see the intentions of people. Whenever I mention the name of VK or Grand Commander to certain individuals, they react in different ways. And I notice that the people who's doing shady shit in the background, the fucking people who is and sorry for my French, like taking wisdom say, uh, I notice that people is hiding something or they are into some weird shit because look, people throw shit to Grand Commander, people throw shit to Gary. Gary's been nothing but the best guy to me. Grand Commander's been nothing but the best guy to me. I don't get why people might have beef with Gary. I don't get why people might have beef with Grand Commander. I don't get that. I don't get why people might have beef with Red Pilaris if we are actually trying to do something for the betterment of society. Like I don't freaking get that.
Yo, Gary said it best himself. He literally said, cars aren't evil. We use cars every day. But if you want to use a car as a weapon, you for sure can. It's the same thing with this type of knowledge.
Yeah.
You don't have the ability to cause something evil unless the user of it decides to make evil decisions. And man, I don't know if it's a good time to pivot a little bit, but VK, when you have the chance, I heard you speak, I believe, 2 spaces ago about how the sun, moon, and one other position, or the ascendant. It was the sun, moon, and the ascendant. You said that the ascendant was the least important of the three. I personally, I personally thought that the ascendant representing the first house plays a big deal of the three, and I wanted to hear if you could go a little bit more in depth.
Yeah, it's a great question. When it comes down to the ascendant, it's mostly a lot of propaganda in Western astrology. I'm telling you, you have a lot of misinfo that's been put out in Western astrology since the 1800s. Some things are true, some things aren't. I can tell you Saturn is extraordinarily important in your chart. Cannot go into why that is. I can tell you that it has to deal with certain disciplines, stuff like that. How you're going to react in life to discipline, stress, you name it. And the other one that's extraordinarily important is the moon and your sun sign. But and then you got other aspects. But yeah, no, ascendant is I have to honestly tell you, I've done quite a lot of readings over the past 15 years. I started doing this at 15, 16 years old. And I will say that very few astrologists know what they're doing. And you'll notice they make very few predictions ever over the course of their career. So They cannot handle being questioned. And whatever you believe, you're going to lean into. So if you believe your ascendant is, ascension sign is, Capricorn, you're going to lean into that. So sometimes Western astrology is self-fulfilling prophecy. That is why you need Western astrology, Chinese astrology, numerology, Vedic. You need all four cornerstones to actually come up with a good prediction. And I don't even think you need Vedic at all or Western. You really just need, Chinese and numerology. Why? All the signs are numbered, right? Gemini is the third sign. 3 is the number of communication. The best communicators of all time are often Geminis. JFK, Biggie, Tupac, Donald Trump. You'll notice a lot of great entertainers have that energy. So it is what it is. Aries is the first sign, leadership. I digress.
That is super true. But just to add on to it, because we all know, if you do or have been studying astrology for at least 5 years, Western astrology is placed 23 degrees backwards from Eastern astrology. So Chinese and Vedic astrology are a lot more accurate than Western. We're talking about interpersonal signs. So Western considers 12 signs, but within like Vedic, there's 9 different types of Aries, 9 different types of Tauruses, 9 different types of Geminis, and on and so forth. And the elements start to change the further that you look deeper into the degree. I personally think that Vedic astrology has significance because, man, like once you start to look at each of the 27 nakshatras, which I think there's actually 28, similar to the 28 moon cycles, the number 28 is shown various times throughout several texts, but the 27 to 28 nakshatras, that not only is there an animal that's associated with it that can give insight, there's an element that can give an insight, there's a bird, there's an instrument, there's a plant. Like it gets really deep, and I don't recommend too many Vedic astrologers because you might be having a language barrier if you're trying to learn for just any random YouTube. But the best one that I've came across, I would say, was KRS Channel,
Oh,
and
yeah. I'm not.
he's go
I
ahead.
I got to tell you, the Vedic, whatever. I it's like crawling before you can run with what you have, and like with Vedic you're crawling. Like Vedic astrology constantly contradicts itself. Constantly. I do like KRS. I do like some of it, but it's constantly over and over again contradicting itself, and it's like looking through you can't see the forest through the trees. It's too much. And the problem is that in order to make a prediction with that, it takes way too much time. It's not efficient, and there's better systems. I think there's value to it, but I have seen very little, in my opinion. I've done quite a bit of research into it, and it's just like it gets in the way of an accurate prediction if you use it by itself. I mean, because one thing will contradict another thing and another thing. You said 27, there's 9 different types of Aries or Taurus or this or that, whatever form of Vedic you're using or the person is using. It's just very difficult for people to understand. I've never seen a lot of successful, I don't see a lot of successful astrologists who are simply using that alone. So yes, I don't disagree that there's value, but I'm not a fan at all. And there's a lot of people in here who are not.
You need more. You need more pieces to
Absolutely.
add to it.
There's the fact that the Vedic, and this is what KRS says himself. Astrology is hard to learn, really hard to learn. Like, man, can we all go back to the first time that we all looked at a astrology chart with all the lines and the freaking shapes and stuff? It's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But it's easy to master once you have understanding of the concepts and how like every 3 signs plays into certain things and the aspects, like how we mentioned. If you're looking to have the ability to give a reading or predict something, yeah, Chinese earth astrology and numerology is definitely going to be a fast track, and it's a lot more logical. Even I would say human design is even easier to learn than astrology. But I just was curious to hear your thoughts on that ascendant theory. Thank you, because yeah, I have notes as well, and seen certain things. I've given over 200 readings myself, so it's always cool to see other people that are on the same or similar path to assisting people find what they're best at and how to control their vibration. Once you learn your metaphysics, you don't have to be in the laboratory for the rest of your life unless you like that. Take it, man. Take 2 years, learn your metaphysics, and then go actually apply your metaphysics. Put the action into it and watch this stuff happen in real time. Because not everyone is supposed to be an Einstein or the Tesla. Sometimes you just got to learn this like a class and then keep it pushing. So, hey, it's the big 33-6 energy. You dig? I just had to give that question to the people.
Let's freaking go, brother. I really like whenever you come to my spaces, man, because you always share knowledge from some kind. Listen, I got a question for Red Peel and for VK. We are integrating a well. Many of you guys know who are already inside of the 33 Club. We have a crypto campus. We have a stock campus. One of our professors is here. I don't know if you want to come up or not. Who I'm talking about. But VK and Repularies, are you guys integrating crypto to your projects?
BK, you want to go or I'll go? Okay. So yes, we are. I actually had Gary meet one of my crypto friends this week, who already has his his course on WAP and everything, and it's very complicated with crypto because we don't necessarily want to teach people how to gamble. We don't want to teach people, the meme coins, or to be honest, day trading crypto, unless it's like somebody that's like, 80 to 70% winner hitter every time. Because when it comes to crypto, it's gambling. When it comes to stocks, it's gambling. And we all know what one bad call can do versus, 4 or 5 good calls. Somebody could lose everything they have on one bad call and, hit for little bits 4 or 5 calls. So it's very complicated with the crypto situation. Um, our guy right now is more of like an investor, showing people how to invest, read, the graphs and do it wisely in a better period of time versus, taking $1,000 and saying, hey, this coin's called Jack Me Off. I'm gonna put it all in Jack Me Off and go with everyone that's pumping the coin on Twitter. Like that's not ever gonna be anything that I would want to personally, be responsible for.
Yeah, and I think he said it best. That couldn't have been better put. I'm not a
And
big
we
crypto
support
guy.
Beacon when it comes to crypto.
Yes, sir.
Love you, Dale.
So listen, we have our professor here, Shane. He just dropped. Probably he might be having some problems. We got a guy insistently talking about you will be punished, little boy. Marty Calendar, Gristmill. I don't know who's this guy. Masonry holds no knowledge. Why? Because they allow religion, and religion is Saturnian worship, which means the black and gold rings. You guys are below me in gnosis. Wake up. I mean, look, brother. If you wanna, come up and talk about masonry and stuff, I would suggest for you to have the balls to come up and speak, not just hide under a keyboard.
Um,
Yo,
I got something
Doc.
to ask y'all
So
real
I
fast,
dropped
bro.
a
Just real fast.
really quick. I dropped this video on the Purple Pill about the 30-second degree. This awesome YouTube channel that goes into the like, let's say the cool side of, if you will, whatever that last comment was talking about. Because it's ludicrous to me. I don't understand why people have the want to like try and look at the bad of something instead of understanding it. Make your own decision. You have free will. You know.
Exactly, bro. And then also everything is already demonized. Like, look at all of the truth. They're gonna always demonize the fucking truth. Like that's common sense. Like I'm pretty sure anybody that decided to go look into any type of esoteric knowledge or knowledge that's like hidden from the world, you can see clear as day there has been a point in time where they demonized it. So it's common sense to just still look into it and see what's going on, right? And also, for example, I know what I know because again, I read from my prophet, Noble Drew Ali. He was a fucking Mason in 1913, a black guy, made it all the way to the 33rd degree. Understand? And then he went to Egypt. He got some more esoteric hidden knowledge. He came back and he went to the moon from there. Understand? And that's the reason why I know how to be free to this day. And that's because, again, he started as a Mason. Understand? Masons do hold knowledge, whether it's the beginning part or the ending part. It's still some type of knowledge that you have to acquire. Same thing with Jesus. Everybody want to be Christian, but Jesus had to learn all religions. He had to dissect the truth out of all religions, and then he went in front of everybody and spoke. So it's a different way how you got to look at things. It's all about perceptions. Understand? Religion and everything else, it just encloses you into a box. Understand? That's why they got the fucking the cap and gown whenever you graduate high school, is because simply you're putting yourself in a box. You are indoctrinated. So don't go off of what everyone else is saying. I'm just saying, simple as that.
Red Pill, what I tell you in chat, I said, welcome to the club. It's like the default response is you're a Satanist and demon worshiper and Luciferian.
That
Yeah,
was gonna
right.
be
And
my
pretty
next
much.
question. No, sorry. Go ahead, Red Pill.
No, you're good, Isaac. Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna ask. There's obviously a lot of people that think that Freemasonry is evil. They think they're a bunch of Satanists, and then there's good people like Dale, VK, Doc, who are promoting anti-degeneracy while also being Freemasons. Why do you think there's a lot of people out here that are very misconcepted or have a wrong view of Freemasonry?
I don't know who wants to take that. I can take it, or Dale.
You can take that, or any of you guys
So-
if you want.
Man, I'll take it. Shit. So it starts with your good and bad habits. What are you doing? Like, where's your mind at? Where's your body at? Are you able to tap into your human computer? Because let's be real, all this technology is modeled off of what we have. You got to keep in mind, you have a soul and a heart and a brain that are able to tap into higher levels of information when you are ready. You can't try and move faster than what you've been given. I see you unmuted, my BK, if you want to.
No, that's a great point. No, I mean, I didn't want to interrupt you. Look, I'll tell you this. When you have had so much success over the last 200-300 years, you're going to have people who attack you. I don't, anyone in here who's had success in their field, you stay long enough, as the hero, you'll end up seeing yourself as the villain. So that is what is kind of happened. And look at any successful company, any successful thing, people start to hate on it. And I think that's the best way to answer it, and great answer as well.
Yeah,
People are infallible, man. So, like Gary said, and he shout out to his father. He said that the only thing that his father went through that he wished he would have capitalized on was being too nice to people. And he saw his father get played and used left and right. And man, it's crazy. It's you got to accept people where they're at, and people are gonna hate you before they love you these days. Like it's so much easier to hate and dislike before you gotta turn them into a believer. Like Drizzy said, turn a non-believer into a believer. After you just continuously, remain strong, you have to have that perseverance and that heart, because you're gonna get tested. But that's the fun part, is people testing you, you proving them wrong while they watching you. Now they have to eat all their words, and hopefully they have the wisdom to learn from this lesson and not have to learn the same lesson over and over and over. So even it can be from the first degree to the 32nd degree. There's information in each of these degrees. And I came across that YouTube video and I was just like, wow, this is crazy, because I wasn't looking for it. But when you are interested and the universe can feel that you're interested, you're gonna get placed with certain things at the same certain time, and it's gonna seem like, all right, this is a synchronicity. You can call it that, but don't ever forget, this is a matrix. It's always been in front of your face. It's always been there. Now you're just aware of it. Now you're able to comprehend it, just like Gary says. So shout out to GG33. I'm a 33-6 energy DOG. Man, it get different. It get different. So when you work in yourself and you know your metaphysics, you can't be stopped, man. You know when to do something and when not to do something. You know who to mess with and who not to mess with. You know what foods to eat and what foods to stay away from. Like, it's that important. And if you take the time to love yourself, the universe will love you back entirely, because you're emitting the frequency of love. The universe can only respond in frequency. So it doesn't know the words that you're saying as much. I mean, even though the words are very important, words are omnipotent. They have a numerical vibration and letterology plays into that as well. So every word that you speak about yourself, followed by the intention behind it, is going to give you a level of vibration. And it's important that we stay in the state of gratitude. All in.
And I was going to say Freemasonry is highly related to Judaism, right? Judaism is very close knit togetherness. They hate anything that is close knit together and successful. So you will see the same thing, the same amount of hatred at, if not way more anti-Semitism at Jews. And it is something that you want to pay attention to. The government, the powers that be, they do not want people to have a network. They want you to turn to the government. So this anti-Semitism, anti-Freemasonry stuff is propagated by people who do not want you to have a brother or someone that you can lean on. Because if you can't have family to turn to, if you don't have friends to turn to, then you turn to the government or God. And they're getting rid of God as well.
I don't know. I have problems with that. Give me one sec. Taking wisdom. Before we continue with this subject that I really like, I know that it's very late where Shane is at the moment. Shane, you wanna mention something, right, brother? Shane. Well, I guess he might be having some microphone issues as well. But go ahead, taking wisdom.
Yeah, man. So I really want to point the finger on what's going on. And man, there's a book that I recommend each of us look into. It's called The Way of the Superior Man, and that takes like a super material understanding and a spiritual essence of understanding to how the man and woman play into each other, because it is masculine and femininity. It is yin and yang, light and dark. Like the sun and the moon, they both complement each other. So propaganda today is trying to block the sun. I mean, we can literally even see it outside. What are the chemtrails? They want to destroy masculinity. And in the tree of life, from a Kabbalistic stance, this realm right here, I think I mentioned this the last space, Doc. This world is ruled by women. Like, this is their habitat. It's a woman's world, and we can see this in several ways. Women are extremely valuable from just the age of 15, and they probably have a lot more dating experience at the age of 15. And when they turn 18, they were getting approached by men that are in their 30s, and you want to come on the yacht. It's crazy these days. They're selling pictures for like thousands of dollars, and just networking amongst the internet to get damn near half a quarter million in a month. Like, I don't know what kind of job you got, but goddamn, that's kind of crazy. So the dimension above us, which is super amazing for us men, what we would call divine masculinity, is Yasod. So right here is Malhut, and above us, the next Sfera would be Yasod. And I truly believe the only way to get to your divine masculinity is through a woman. Because how the hell did we even get here? Through a woman. So you kind of got to use it. You got to master the woman. And when you master the woman, she wants to give you the submission that we all want and need. That's how you tap into your divine masculinity, because you're no longer operating from a lower frequency. And like Thoth said, I know there's a bit of conflict about Thoth in the community, but I like this phrase, what he said. Higher frequency has dominion over lower frequency. Higher frequency has dominion over lower frequency. So, man, you could take that and apply it to several terms, but the higher your frequency is, the more hate you're gonna get, because it's like a magnet. They repulse or attract. No, I'll stop. I'll land that right there.
Before I appreciate that, brother. Before I continue with Gary's here. Before I continue with Grand Commander, then Gary, I got a question for VK. I got a question for VK. It's about hexing. Listen, we got a funny conversation yesterday at the Telegram We got a funny conversation at a space. There's a lot of people in Twitter, a lot of people, on spaces, that they talk about hexing as if it would be, eating cereal in the morning or in the night. They think it's something serious, and obviously they talk about Freemasons, knowing hexing and all of that. So, VK, what are your thoughts on that? Then we go with Grand Commander, and then we go with Gary Helzer.
Yeah, great question. I hear this all the time. Without boring you, it's not the exciting answer everyone wants to hear. No, Freemasons are not taught anything to do with hexing, black magic, ritual. And my opinion on that type of stuff is does hexing exist? Of course it does. Does 99.9% of the population have any clue how to hex? No. So all these, wizards and people and all these fake witches on X sit there and tell people that they're hexing them. Number one, they can't even manifest. They can't even create their own lives. If basically there's people who have a certain blood that may be able to do certain things. But as far as Freemasonry goes, and I can say this, there's no way we're taught that. And also, I want to make this clear. Whenever I answer these questions, I never speak on behalf of the Brother Masons, but that is one thing that we frown upon exponentially.
I appreciate that, VK. Yeah, yesterday people was just, I'm gonna hex you, and I'm like, go ahead. You don't know a single shit about hexing because you don't. The people that actually speak about it, like Gary, I know for a fact that Gary can do something like that because of his knowledge. I know for a fact that Grand Commander can do that as well because of his knowledge. But people that they don't know a single thing. Like they are just talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna hex you. Like, no, you will not, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Like, and sorry, Grand Commander, for the language. I know you don't like that from me, but Grand Commander, go ahead, please, and then we go with Gary.
Hello, dear brothers and sisters. How are you? Thank you for coming to this space, and Doc, thank you for giving me the voice. Well, just only to make up some of the comments that I've been hearing about why does people fear or say that we're Satans or we do this and do that. Along the history of the world, and I was just only recall on a Mel Brooks movie, was I think a 1981, that was called History of the World. It was a funny movie, but it recollects a lot of the things that we as human beings tend to be afraid of what we don't know. So, for example, the ancient people were afraid of the thunder or the eclipses or whatever. So, whenever you grab a bunch of free thinkers, and this is not particularly of Freemason, and gather to explain or to illustrate people, they're gonna say it's evil. They're gonna say it's we are going to Satan and we worship Satan and or Lucifer or whatever you want to call it. And I mean that's people. There are two type of peoples in this world. The ones that we try to be a better version of ourselves every single day, and the rest of the people. And the rest of the people just only get born, grow up, and then die. And they don't do anything with their lives. On the contrary, us, we strive for a better society, but beginning from ourselves. So if we are a better person, if we are a better citizen, if we are a better father, mother, uh, you name it, then we can change the world. But we have to start by us. We have knowledge, but knowledge is not something that you learn. You have to have a guide. On past spaces I have told you, for instance, if you grab a book of medicine, you're not going to become a doctor just only because you read it. You need to have a guide. You need to have experience. You need to pass along years of study and experience and practicing and everything. So I mean, that's that's just only my point on that particular subject. People is afraid of what they don't know, and we as Freemasons are here to illustrate and to teach the people that doesn't know. That simple. We don't do witchcraft. We know the facts. We know, for example, you were talking about hexes. And do you know what witchcraft? It's real. It's just only moving your energies. We are energy. And for example, people or a person that doesn't know how to do hacks, and if they think in their mind, oh, I wish these people or this person, this and that, it's making hacks, even if they don't know that they're doing it. Because the mind is powerful and you're thinking bad things about another person. And your mind is powerful because we are energetic. So we have to be very careful of our wishes because in some other spaces we talk about karma. Karma is real. Every time you wish something to someone, it's gonna come back to you 70 times 7. So just only be careful about your thoughts. Try to be nice. Try to be a good person, and live and let live. Thank you.
Thank you, Grand Commander, for your words. Man, I got a question for you. I got also another question for Gary. Thank you for being in the space. Peyton, welcome to the space as well. Always great to see you here. Gary, I got a question. How can I, well, it's not mine, but how can I join the Capos?
That would be a difficult task. That, you got to be a gold member. You got to go through a whole bunch of jumping through hoops. That is not something I just let people have. There was a guy who demanded to be a capo about 6 weeks ago, and he's no longer with us. So there's no demanding or, I pick capos. It's not like something you can buy into. You can buy into gold. No one can buy into captos. You can't give me money. It's a loyalty thing. I got to see, got to know who people are. And, I think you understand.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. The fact that the two of my mentors, because I do consider you my mentor, Gary, Grand Commander, and you're in the same space. I wouldn't even imagine this about a year ago. Now it's happening. So let's see what is next, right? So listen, Gary, I'm pretty sure you have seen people talking about hexes in spaces or in tweets or something. Yesterday, we saw people in the 33 Cup free Telegram talking about hexing as if it would be as easy as to just to eat cereal or bag of chips. So
of course, everything's so easy. Everything's so easy. Let me just say a few things. Before I go into hexing. Christianity, they teach you that you can be a rapist, you can be a murderer, you can be a homosexual, you can be a pedophile, but as long as you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you're all forgiven. That's a joke. Muslims, the Christians and Muslims have been fighting throughout history, but they all agree on this. Interesting how that works. They say that, again, you could be a pedophile, a rapist, a murderer, all this stuff. But as long as you basically accept Allah and Muhammad as your Lord and Savior, all of a sudden, all your sins are forgiven. I'm here to tell you that's fucking bullshit. Okay? That is absolute fucking crap. This is what weak-minded people run to because, I used to be a fag or, I used to be a criminal. But if I do this, all my sins are forgiven. No, they're not. The Prime Creator judges everyone based off karma. Karma is real. Karma is very, very real. And if you do bad things, I don't care who you accept as your Lord and Savior, you're going to get punished. Okay, so when people talk shit about numerology and astrology, I find this Christian stuff nonsense. As a matter of fact, Red Pill, do you mind if I tell the story from yesterday?
Oh, brother, I don't give two shits. Go ahead.
Okay. So we had some people who were in Beacon's crew. I'm not going to name any names, but they decided that numerology is against their Christian values. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't give a fuck. We're out of here. In the elevator in some random fucking building I've never been to, someone recognizes me. Red Pill, tell them what happened.
All right. Well, look, this is the type of person I am, right? I'm a good person. I'm not of Satan. I go to church every Sunday to pray with my family because it's just a space that we could all go together. I don't believe in the church that I went to or nothing like that. But these kids wanted to go to church, and I said yes, let's do it. I gave you guys my bed. I gave you guys my couch. I got you all jobs. I got you moved to Florida. I got you jobs with camera people, with car rental companies, with rappers, everything under the sun. And they said they wanted to go to church. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Let's go to church. It'd be nice. Let's all sit down, get off our phones and focus on, what we want to focus on, relationship and not religion. So we go to church. I bring them to church. And I bring them to church. Remember this. I bring them to church. And two of them decide to get baptized at the church. And I said, okay, all right, that's interesting. I mean, go right ahead, get in the water of everyone else's sins, and that makes sense. Whatever, do your thing. So they get baptized. These people are secretly whispering secrets into their ears or whatever, basically saying you're forgiven. Don't worry about thinking you're gay or anything like that. You're forgiven. You're good. You're all good. And they finished the baptism, right? And we meet outside the church, and we meet these kids from church, these kids that kind of, they're good kids, quote unquote, because they follow the righteousness, and they invited us to lunch, and they wanted to talk about positive things. And I was kind of wary about them, so I was kind of like, all right, I'll stop by, but I gotta go do stuff. If you guys want to stay here with them, that's fine, go ahead. The look on these Christians, right, that these kids meet, the Beacon members met, it's kind of like the dull, unexpressionless face where like people are like, "Hi, how are you? Do you want me to pray for you? Let's pray in Jesus' name." And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go to lunch with them. I leave lunch with my girl. I leave my Beacon members, right, on to these Christian people. And when I come back, these kids hit me up and say, "Hey, we have some serious stuff we need to talk to you about, like ASAP. You need to come here. This is serious." And I'm like, "Really? All right, whatever. I'll drop everything I have to do. You guys move 6 blocks down to my house." I walk to the house. I get there. They're in there with fucking cult music, like dun 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 dun, in a fucking secret room in the back of their house, and they're all like looking at me like they just fucking cracked the Da Vinci Code or some shit. And and I'm in there like, what's going on, bro? Like, what's happening? And they're all like, "Gary, numerology, satanic. We don't know what happened. We don't know what happened, right, Aries? But you were fooled. You were deceived. And we're here to save you. We're here to save you. And we're here to tell you to take numerology at a Beacon, cut Gary off, and we could do this together as a team." And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Are you guys okay? Are you guys smoking crack? And they're all looking at me with serious ass faces like, "No, bro. Those kids from church, we disagreed with everything they said. They looked like Matrix people. But one thing stuck out, and it was that they said that numerology is a part of divination, and divination is not good, blah, 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 blah." So fast forward to everything after they told me, "Look, we want to help you. We want to take you out of this," telling me this, "and we want to help you make Beacon, everything it is without numerology." And I said, "No." I said, "I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about, but everything that I've done to this point makes me feel stupid because now you're here and you're stuck here and you're doing jobs with my people and everything that I've done for you guys." So they're like, "Okay, well, you know what? We're going to talk to the other two top leaders in Beacon, and we're going to voice our opinions to them, which is Turtle and Izan." And they thought that they were going to change their minds or something like that. And I told them, I said, "Look, I don't give a fuck if you got Turtle and if he got Aizen off of demonology, whatever, and turned over to what good, they're not gonna agree with shit you guys say. They go talk to Turtle, they go talk to Aizen. Both of them say the same exact thing I said. You guys are batshit
Go
fucking
fuck yourself.
crazy. Pretty much.
Yep.
So now,
So Retro, without going through the whole story, how I ran up on them.
bro, I want to tell them what happened in the elevator, though. The elevator.
Yeah. Let's go to the elevator right where we leave these people's houses. Go from there.
Okay, so Gary, we go to their house. We tell them exactly what the fuck is up. Make them delete all content. Tell them no more Beacon posts, no more Gary posts, nothing. You guys are done. You guys are done. You guys are not doing anything, or shit is going to hit the fan, pretty much. And we got the okay. You know, we're explaining to them religion is bullshit. Relationship is what it is. And we leave the condo, right? Me, Gary, and Turtle leave the condo. Pay attention. We go into an elevator. There's a fucking guy wearing Palm Angel shirt, and he goes to Gary. He goes, "Hey man, I love what you're doing. I follow everything that you do. You're absolutely right, and a lot of things that you've done have changed my life. Numerology is the new religion." Right after all of this.
Yep. So a random guy I've never met says out the blue, numerology is a new religion right after we leave some people's houses who are telling us about this is evil. This is how the Matrix sends you confirmations. Brother, the chance of that happening were like 1 in 5 million. Someone's gonna recognize me, and not that someone don't. I get recognized every fucking day. You guys have no idea. I go with Red Pill at the casino all the time. They have fucking people come up to me. But the whole point is this: numerology will replace religion. Why? Because it just has answers. Where other people ask you for faith, and basically faith is basically believing in something without having evidence. I don't ask for that type of faith. I ask actually for logic. 2 + 2 is always going to equal 4. That type of stuff. So I wanted the Red Pill to put that out there. What happened yesterday, and to talk a little bit about the Christians and Muslims. Now let's talk about hexes. I don't care how powerful someone is and how weak someone is. If that weak person has no negative karma, you cannot hex them. I repeat again, you cannot hex someone who doesn't have negative karma to attach to. You have to look at hexes as basically like a hook. And if there's nothing to hook, the hex ain't going to work. So that's number one. If you're a very, very good person, you're not going to get hexed. Okay. It's not even possible to hex you. Number two, when it comes down to manifestation, hexing, it's kind of the same. Master numbers just have an edge over the 1 through 9s. Now, can 1 through 9s hex? Yes. Can they hex at a strong level? Most likely not. And this is the thing. The people who are 11s, 22s, 33s, they can hex with ease. They can manifest with ease. Why? Because they're older souls, because they've been through the 1 through 9 experiences and they're at that new level. The people who aren't, sometimes they allow themselves to get possessed by demons, by other entities to give them power. People who are 11s, 22s, 33s don't need to go that route. That's number one. Number two, when it comes down to hexing, listen, all that bullshit about it coming back to you 7 times, that's just like a broken mirror. You're going to get 7 years bad luck. Hey, this is the same fucking bullshit that casinos tell you 7's the lucky number when it's actually not. So don't worry about 7 years of bad luck or it comes back to you 7 times stronger. What you have to understand is most people cannot hex. Yes, the mind is powerful. What Commander said is very true. The mind is powerful, but there's plenty of people wishing for Biden to drop dead right now. It doesn't happen. Okay. There's plenty of people who are wishing. There's plenty of people who are wishing for a whole bunch of people who are in positions of power to drop dead, and it doesn't happen. And I still think Biden's gonna, might happen. Something happened to him this year, but he's still been in office for 3 years. People saying "fuck you." Before that, it was Trump. Before that, it was Obama. So yes, the mind is powerful, and yes, the collective can be powerful, but they can only do so much. When it comes down to the actual art of hexing, it's not what people think. It's not that movie stuff. It's not any of that. I'm not going to go into that because I'm sure I'm not going to teach people how to hex. I teach someone how to hex. They do something immoral to somebody. That shit's coming back on me. Now, when it comes down to hexing, oh, you best believe I've hexed people in my life. 100% I've done that. But why have I actually done it? Do I do it because someone says, oh, Gary, you're a bitch, or Gary, fuck you? Hell no. You know how many people fucking say that every fucking day? I don't give a fuck about that. If you actually, I want to repeat this, if I benefit you in your life, if I go out my way to help you, and then you start fucking talking shit about me, oh, brother, I'm not standing for that. I am not standing for that. Because what you have to understand is if you show someone a kind hand and they fucking try to take advantage of you because of it, you're all in your right. You're all in your right to do whatever the fuck you want if you have that ability. I do not have anything come back to me because let's face it, Dabs has hexed me 100 times. There's a group called the Night Sisters. They are the so-called top witches in America. They fucking hexed me numerous amount of times. I just keep getting richer. So, I mean, they can keep the hexes coming. I fucking eat that shit like fucking candy. So keep them coming. I could give a fuck less because I'm a 33. You would have to be a fucking Rothschild to fucking put a hex on me. Okay? My shit is my energy is spitting at such a fucking high frequency. These people are throwing hexes at me. They can't even get through to it. Now, if you're 1 through 9 and you're doing fucked up shit, yeah, you best believe you can get hexed. But the whole point of it is this: these women on here, these fake witches, like that astrologer who killed herself and killed her kids. I told everyone this bitch was fucking crazy in 2018. I told everyone this fucking whore was fucking crazy in 2018. And what she ended up doing, she ended up killing her fucking man, throwing her baby out the goddamn car and killing her, and then killing herself. This is what happens with most of these gypsies. And if you ever go to a gypsy, remember, there's a lot of these frauds on Twitter. And they'll tell you, no matter who you are, no matter what your background is, they're going to tell you this. They're going to tell you you've been cursed, you've been hexed, but if you give them enough money, they'll cleanse you. This is the oldest gypsy trick in the book. Go to Dabs and just send her a DM from 10 different fucking messages. And if you ask her what's wrong with you, eventually she'll say you've been hexed and she can cleanse you. And these people can't cleanse shit. They just want to steal your fucking money. Do you understand? They want everyone goes through enemy years. And if you don't know what an enemy year is and everything's going bad, you're going to think you got hexed. No one's hexing anybody because there's probably 1,000 people in the fucking world who even know how to do that shit. And I sure as hell ain't teaching anybody. People need to understand this. These people are frauds. They really are. It's just so disappointing to see that people will fall for this crap, because that's exactly what it is. They fall for it. I'm going to say this. Women, if they're virgins, yeah, they might have some hexing ability. But if you're going to tell me some ran through whore that's been fucking used more than a goddamn rental car is going to have some fucking abilities to hex, you're out of your mind. Women have energy when they're pure. Once they've been penetrated, that hexing ability is out the fucking door. And you have literal whores with fucking butterfly tattoos going around telling people they can fucking hex people. You can't even pick the right man in your life. And that's when you have to go to all these astrologers who are selling matchmaking advice and all this. Ask them where their man is, and they'll tell you they can't find one. There's another fraud-ass astrologer on here born on the 7th. Now, see, I'm born on the 7th. People born on the 7th don't actually do well in a relationship sometimes. I've been married for 20 years. Why? Because I'm actually a numerologist, a real one, and I know how to get past whatever my number's faults are. Other people can't, and they won't. And that's why that swine born on the 7th, he can talk all the shit he wants, but he can't even get a fucking girl All that knowledge you have, and you can't even fucking get a woman. Pathetic. I'm going to tell you guys something. Men and women are very different. If a man is past 25, 26, and he's a virgin, be very, very careful with those people. Very, very careful, because he will sell you out for a fucking whore in the back alley. If a woman's been ran through, same deal. So it's the complete opposite. If a man has had absolutely no sex and he's past a certain age, beta, never fuck with them. If a woman's been ran through, never mess with them. And I'm telling you, those are words to live by. And I'm not going to apologize for my language, but I will say sorry if anyone was offended for it. Go ahead.
Damn, Gary, I like those words, man. I definitely like that, man. You should have been in the space, not in the space or in the Telegram, because people just open their mouths when it comes to hexing. They don't understand a single thing about hex. They don't, and they think it's easy, and they get angry if you tell them something they don't want to hear because they think they are right.
Of course, hexing has to do with karma. That's why hex starts with H, which is the 8th letter. I mean, I don't understand why people don't get this stuff. And I'm telling you right now, I pay almost no attention to women who say they're going to hex. They're going to do that. I don't pay much attention to guys. But if a woman says she's going to hex, all you got to do is look at her and see she's ran through and she has no power. These women have no power. And I'm going to say another thing. Men carry a lot more karma than women. It's true. Karma, last 2 letters, M-A, just like man. Not a W-O like woman. So men carry much more karma than, at least in the material world. Once it comes to the spiritual world and it's time to be judged, you know what? I'm just going to put it out there. If you're a woman and you're ran through, I don't give a fuck how good of a person you was. I don't give a fuck how many people you've helped. I don't care what you've done. Metaphorically, you're going to hell. You're going to hell. And guess what? That puts a fucking smile on my face. If that's offensive to people, so be it. You have to understand, most of the people who don't like me on Twitter are either homosexuals who are fucking taking pictures and selling them on fucking Tinder or whatever. Then you have the whores who basically fucking going to tell you, sexual whatever. They'll fucking make any excuse that justify their actions. And then you have everything in the middle. Guys, life is not difficult. Be a good person. Try to be nice to people unless they give you a reason not to. And unfortunately, I know too much. That's just a fact. I just know too much about women and their psychology and their nature. And I thank God, or thank anyone out there, or thank the Prime Creator that I actually learned numerology and astrology, so I don't have to go through all the problems that people tell me when they get readings. Oh, my wife left me. Oh, my wife is cheating on me, or my husband is cheating on me, or whatever. I never went through that, and I never will, ever, because I did the numerology and astrology right. And if people think it's satanic to find someone who's your partner based on numerology and astrology, you best go to church and see how many of those couples who went to church and beset in sickness and through health and out there fucking within the next week fucking sucking someone off. This is fucking ridiculous. These people are fucking hypocrites and they're frauds and they don't want to be called out on it. And I'm telling you now, when it's my time to meet the Prime Creator, I'm feeling good about my chances. I'm feeling real good about my chances because, I've had people I've helped and they haven't shown the same stuff back. I don't hex them over that. I don't do anything of the sort. If I helped you out in life and then when I needed it, you didn't do anything, it's not like I'm going to hex you or anything. I just want to fuck with you. But at the same time, there's people I've helped and then all of a sudden, Gary's this, Gary's that, Gary's this. Oh, damn well. Fuck yeah, you're going to get hexed. Fuck yeah. And it's not like you actually have to do something. You just have to put a bonding thing on. And if anyone fucks with you, it comes back to them. You don't even have to do anything, but you got to know how to do stuff like that. And I'm not teaching anybody, maybe my kids, I'm not teaching anybody. I've taught numerology and astrology to the world, and 98% of the people are very thankful. Then you have that 2% who had no idea what numerology and astrology was, and now all of a sudden they know more than me. This shit's a joke. And if you fucking hate my guts with a passion, and you hate me so much that you're willing to go to frauds to get misinformation, good shit. Keep doing it. And that'll be it, man. I'll take a back seat for now.
Let's fucking go. Gary, get a question from my community. Are you coming with Red Pill Aries to the 33 Club event in Vegas in June?
Brother, DM me, man. DM me. Don't put me at the spot like that. Don't put me at the spot like that, man. Come on, man. I can't speak for Aries, but you know, if he goes, if I go, he'll probably go and stuff like that. But
I'm trying to go, Gary. I'm trying to go.
Okay, you like Vegas, huh? You remember last time what happened? Do you remember last time? You remember last time we went to Vegas? It was January 2023, and I told everyone I was going to become an influencer. I was going to get big. I was going to fucking make numerology mainstream. I fucking did everything I said I was going to do. Yeah. I keep my fucking promises.
That shit was.
And then there was a. And then, you know, I'm not going to go into details, but there's this one girl who came who was a fucking whore. And I fucking knew she was a whore just by looking at her fucking face. And I told everyone she was a whore. And now it's out that she actually is a whore. Told you I was right. So again, what people have to understand, again, I'm not dropping names. I'm not fucking putting any stories in here. I'm just saying I don't make certain type of mistakes. And number two, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I fucking took over. Now in my 7th year, I'm recovering from my Achilles injury. When the 8th year happens, it's going to be times 100 what I did in 2023. I hope you guys are ready, because you guys are going to be so sick of seeing me on fucking social media by the end of 2025 that I think you'll understand when I go into retirement in 2026. Let me give a shout out to all the GG3 people, Peyton. Who else do we have? Aaron. And only problem I have with Aaron Wynn is he doesn't think Michael Jordan's the best basketball player of all time. I mean, you know, he's got real issues there. My brother Grinberg, GG3's in here. The Greats in here. Dragons in here. Wise Cats in here. Shout out to Noise, who's in Beacon. Shout out to Turtles in Beacon. JD Hill, he's a good guy. He's in the academy. I can't see everyone, so I do apologize. But, you know, a lot of GG33 people in it. I talk a lot of shit about the haters. I don't give my, my supporters enough love. So, you know, there it is. Chris has been with me for 14 years. I don't know, a long time. So it's been a while. And I saw Dale in here somewhere, but Dale is what it is.
Yeah, Dale wanted me to. I was waiting for you guys for a moment. He wanted to say he had to go catch a private jet, and he's on the way somewhere, and he had to go real quick. So he just wanted to say sorry for
big baller, the private jet.
Yes, sir.
Look at that. Okay. I mean, you know, he's the one who comes down here to Miami and fucking gets BMWs and shit like that. Mercedes. I'm waiting for him to pull up in a goddamn Ferrari one time. It is what it is.
Gary, I got another question for you from my community.
Yes, sir.
How do you deal with people who betray you? Like, how do you take that, and how do you deal with
it? Depends. It depends. If they fucking betray you in a way where they just lie to you and, you know, they go on their separate way, then you don't really do much. You know, if they betray you by stealing, then you definitely take something. Then you definitely do something about it. If they betray you and then start talking shit about you, fuck yeah, you hex them. So again, if someone just leaves GG33 and they didn't steal anything, they just didn't do what they promised, and what are we talking about? 25 people out of fucking 5,000. It's whatever. But if you benefit someone in life, unequivocally benefit someone in life, and then they fucking start running their mouth, you have a right to do something spiritually. You know, there's a lot of ways to fight people. You can fight people politically within the, judicial system. You can fight people physically, MMA. But you can also fight people spiritually. And that spiritual part is something, people very, very lack. They'll go to the gym all day, but their fucking spiritual force field is weak as fuck. It's going to take a lot for someone to get through to me. I should have been dead like fucking numerous times. Numerous times I should have been dead. And it doesn't happen because I still got my fucking mission. Once that is complete and the world is enlightened and I planted my seeds that have grown into fucking big ass vines that you can reach the clouds with, then it's a whole different story. But at the end of the day, even my haters are fucking living off me. You understand? Haters. They'll still put that 3-3 in their bio. They'll put a 28 in their bio, but they'll hate the man who taught them that stuff. It's a fucking joke. It's an absolute joke. And I don't feel bad for 1 second when bad stuff happens to them, because that's what happens when you are shown kindness. I'll put it out there. If you're one of those people who betray people, then guess what happens when you have kids? They betray you. Everything comes back for a circle. That's why kids and karma both start with a K, you fucking jackasses. I have a lot of fun knowing what's going to happen to a lot of these people in the future. They think it's all fun and games and stuff like that. It's not. You have no idea how this world really works, but you will. Unfortunately, for most people, when I get in the position of power, and that's unequivocally, that will happen. Everyone in GG3 Go knows why. When that happens, I don't really care about being a billionaire. I don't care about yachts. I'd rather just fuck with you guys. Do all sorts of shit to make you fucking end it yourself. Yeah, I might be a fucking vindictive son of a bitch, but you got to get it out of me first. And I'm actually a really nice person. I fucking look out for people. I mean, Red Pill. Did I not tell you were going to be an influencer in November? Did I not tell you all this was going to happen?
Oh, yes. I
told you all this was going to happen. I told you trust the plan.
I've had people come into Beacon, and I thought that they were good and great and amazing. Gary told me off rip, they're going to betray me. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. I didn't even see it. I had other members in Beacon try to, double down on the fact that it'd be great. And there's been already 2 people. Shout out the 11s. Not all of you guys are fucked up, but you guys are fishy. You got that ego.
Some of them, and some of them are very people too. But I just know how this works, man. I've been through this for a long time, and I told you what to expect, and it happened like clockwork, didn't it?
Like literal clockwork. I'm still registering that this is real life, which is amazing.
It is what it is. Anyways, Beacon is going to be the #1 men's group by the end of the year. I'm going to open a millionaires group. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to push the date back from April 28th until I get my accounts back. And by the way, that will happen. And for the haters in here with their burner accounts, as soon as my accounts are back, I'm not responding to any more haters. I'm not going to do any of that shit. I'm just deleting you. That's going to be your karma, because I can lose my account and lose 6 figures a month, and it's not really going to affect me. If you lose your account and you lose your petty ass 500 to 1,000, you'll be out on the streets. And that's coming, boys. That's coming, because once you have an enemy for me, it's an enemy for life. Again, TikTok is going to be forced to be sold. It's past Congress, both houses. Biden is going to sign the bill. TikTok's going to be sold. And I'm telling you right now, the new owners of TikTok, the billionaire groups that are being fucking formed, are the same people I've dinnered with, same people I've had given readings to. So I'm going to have free reign on TikTok. Thanks to Elon Musk, I'm going to have free reign on IG, because I already got Jeff Bezos and Zuckerberg's emails. Thank you, certain billionaire out there, for looking out for me. And this same billionaire hates us too. It's interesting how this stuff works. It really is. But my accounts will come back, and when they do, then it becomes showtime. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to help create a women's group where I'll just be in the side because they need something. We're going to do a lot of good things in the future. But remember, you don't even have to pay me to learn from me. You really don't. You can learn the basics just by watching my podcast, watching my spaces going on. You can. It's not about money, guys. Yes, if you want my top shit, I'm going to fucking tax you because you're going to make a lot of money off that. But at the end of the day, every single group, all they want is your money. I'm the only one who vets. No, I don't vet GG33 Academy, but if you want to go above that, the bronze, silver, gold, everyone gets vetted. Everyone gets vetted. Every single person. And they get turned down too. How many people do you know will turn down $28,000 from somebody just because they don't like their politics? Would you turn down money because they, all these Christians out here talking about, oh, we don't deal with that homosexuality. If a homosexual gave them $28K to fucking join their group, they'd probably suck their dick themselves. Me, I just turn the shit down. I turn the shit down because money's not my God. It might be yours. It's not mine. Money is not the root of all evil either. The love of money is the root of all evil because people will do anything they need to get it. But money itself is just a tool. Just like a numerology and astrology is just a tool. It's how the practitioner uses it. And in closing, I'm sure people will tell you I'm the devil and all this other fucking shit. I'm funded by the Rothschilds or all this other fucking crap. I made a deal with Ball. Whatever these fucking people make up. I want people to understand. I have a moral compass. I could have been worth 100 million already if I really, really wanted to. And I wanted to promote these OnlyFans girls. I could have been an OnlyFans manager with 300 girls under me if I really wanted to. But I'm not going to do that because I have to answer to the Prime Creator. And guess what? So did every single one of you. And when that day comes, money ain't going to fucking do anything for you. Yes, money's great. You can help people with it. You can do anything. But I remember the day I went to a mall and I went to a mall and I fucking threw money. I just threw money, off a balcony so the people down in the mall could fucking grab it. I had people going in comments saying, oh, what a fucking fraud! What a fake person! He's just basically doing this for this and this. No, it was 8 day. I wanted to give people money out. Instead of buying a Rolex like most of you guys would have, I just threw 10K away. Ain't gonna change my life. You know why? Because when you're the best of the best at what you do, don't worry about money. It always comes. Facts. Absolute facts. My man, I leave it back to you.
Gary, appreciate you for being here, man. My community got nothing but the best comments for you as well, for Red Pill Aries, as well for VK. I always said in my spaces, follow each other, follow Gary in his account, follow Peyton, follow Red Pill Aries, follow Grand Commander, follow Bob, follow everybody here. One more thing, Gary, that I gotta ask you though. How do you start with, and I know that you can get about an hour, and I'm pretty sure you answered this already, but there's people in my community that is asking, how do you start with numerology and astrology and why?
I started on 9/11 after I saw that Flight 11 hit the World Trade Center on the 11th, and the two towers look like an 11 side by side. And I started looking further. New York was the 11th state in the Union. New York City, 11 letters. The Pentagon, 11 letters. Shanksville, 11 letters. Afghanistan, 11 letters. They attacked Afghanistan 10/7/2001, adds up to an 11. At that point, I saw the mathematical probability of all of that being a coincidence were in the billions. That basically told me someone was doing something on purpose, and then I fucking started studying. I went like any other person, went on websites, but there weren't too many websites back then, and this 2001, and then I started going to Barnes and Nobles, And I started reading the books, and then I started giving people readings based off that information. And I saw that half the people said it was full of shit. So I figured the books were full of shit. And then in 2002, when I started, talking to all the modern day numerologists, the one thing they all had in common was they're all broke. And I'm like, I started thinking, I'm like, wait a second. If this is the keys to the universe, and I do believe that, which I did at the time, how is it possible that all these people who are the so-called top numerologists in the game, why are they all broke? And after I, started answering that question myself, the only reason they would be broke is because their shit doesn't work. I threw all the books away and I started just studying people. And you have to have a mind for it. You really have to have a mind for it. I'm a snake born on the 11th. Born on the 7th. So I do have a mind for this shit. And I just started seeing things that are impossible for people to figure out without it. For God's sake, I figure out death code. And there's been plenty of deaths this year based off death code. And, we're not talking about it. No one in GG33 talks about this stuff because they know how valuable it is. And I'm going to release that to the public one day with the explicit, reason to destroy religion. Because if numerology and astrology can pinpoint people's deaths, what the fuck do people need to go to imams and priests and rabbis for? And by the way, you can talk all this Jewish shit I want. I haven't been in the synagogue in fucking 15 years. Give a fuck about any of that goddamn crap. I don't give a fuck if it's a rabbi, I would say one thing about the rabbi, he's a lot richer than the priest and the imam. I'll give you that much. Shabbat shalom to that. But again, they're all the same. They're all fucking preaching nonsense. I will say one thing. When Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th, the first place they hit was a gay festival. That's the first place they hit, and Rabbi told me if they're gay, they can't be Jewish. So I don't, and all the people they fucking killed in that festival, they ain't Jews. So, I ain't going to claim them. Obviously it was a terrorist act and I'm, being a little funny right now, but I'll tell you what I'm not funny about. I'll say it right now. And I don't give a fuck what people think. There was a nightclub shooting in Orlando. I think it was 216, and people can look it up. It was Pulse nightclub, and Muslim went in there and he went to work. He took out a lot of people, and a lot of those people were male homosexuals. Now, did he have a right to do that? No, under the American legal system, of course not. And am I encouraging people to do things of that? Of course not. But I will say this. 40% of gay men are also pedophiles. So if, you went to a nightclub and you cleaned stuff up, and yes, it's a tragedy, but how many kids didn't get molested in the future because of what happened? That's the way I look at things. I don't give a fuck how people think. All these Christians out here talking all this nonsense. How come you go after me, but you don't go after like gay people? Why is it you go after me, but you don't go after the homosexuals and the sodomites who are brainwashing and molesting your kids? Why is that? Because it's easy to go after me. There's no price to pay. But if you go after the homosexuals, there's a price to pay. And you guys are cowards. You don't want to pay that price. That's why you shut your fucking mouths. But with me, he's evil. No, I actually promote family values. I actually promote a one nuclear family unit. You guys are fucking cowards out there. Absolute fucking cowards. And don't worry. When that day is going to come where you're going to meet your maker. And he's going to ask you, why were you a coward? I wasn't. When COVID was going around, before the vaccine even came out, I told people, do not get vaccinated. Do not get vaccinated. Do not get vaccinated. How many counts did that cost me? 10? How much money did that cost me? Fucking 2-3 million? And I still did it, and I continue to do it. Because I'm not a coward. Some of you people really need to look in the fucking mirror. And yeah, I'll end it there, my man.
And I'll add to this. I came from a Catholic, Christian, Jewish background, both sides of my family, and I was the enemy on the Christian side because I was into numerology. I was called a Satanist by my own aunts. And all of you Christians,
they would have burned you at the stake fucking 200 years ago. These turn the cheek other Christians, they would have called you a heretic and burned you at the fucking stake.
And no,
that's a fact.
No pushback from the Jewish side of the family, but total pushback from the Christian side. And I learned where my allegiance was real quickly.
I've never had Jews tell me this is evil.
Exactly.
Not one time. Not one time I've had any Jew tell me this is evil. And I'm talking about the people who are very close to the, Zionist regime in fucking Israel. And yeah, that's exactly what they are. They're a Zionist regime. I don't fucking support Zionists because I'm a Jew. But again, if someone attacks you, you're going to fucking fight back. I will say this. An American dog lives better than Palestinians do. And if you keep people in that type of environment, stuff like Hamas will happen. I call on all Arab nations, especially Jordan and Egypt. Why don't you just take those people in? Israel will be more than happy to give you billions and billions of dollars just to take those people in. But they won't do it. They won't do it. Palestinians are all over the world. Isn't it time for you guys to have a home, even if it's not actually in Palestine? I mean, you still got the West Bank, don't you? It's a difficult situation, and I do blame Zionists for spreading homosexuality, degeneracy, feminism. I do blame them for that, and I understand why they do it. I completely understand, because if people aren't fighting amongst themselves, they're going to start looking on the very top of the food chain, and they're not going to like what they see. So they make sure that the house divided can't stand. There's people out here, men who are shouting Trump, 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 and they won't say anything else except Trump, 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 and then their wife is voting for Biden or Clinton. So basically their wife is canceling out their own vote. They're going to be all alpha, pump their chest, go out there, vote for Trump, but they can't even convince the women in their own fucking families to fucking vote for Trump. You think that goes in my household? My wife votes who I tell her to vote for. My mom votes for who I tell her to vote for. And I could put my wife on the phone and she'll tell you that, and there won't be any issues about it, because there's not this feminist propaganda that, people are spoon-fed with. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a picture right now of the TV in my house so you guys can see how I fucking use it. Okay? I'm going to post that picture right now. Because I want you guys to see how I use a TV. Type it right now.
While Gary's doing that, I want to add that he gets a lot of flack for saying certain things about women online, but from a true, honest account, I've never been more respected or honored by any man I've ever worked with than Gary. He's truly the best of the best. He has a ton of respect for good women. He has respect for women who respect themselves. So anyone who is offended by the content that he posts, namely women, you really got to look at yourself in the mirror and see, am I offended by what he said, or am I offended because it's true?
I appreciate the kind words, Peyton. And I mean, all you got to do is look at Peyton. She can open OnlyFans. She can be making millions like all these fucking ratchet ass whores, but she's not. She's out there fucking hustling and doing it her own way without taking off her clothes. You women out there, 90% of you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You have no substance. You have no nothing. And all you have is your looks. And guess what, women? That shit fades. What are you going to do then? So 100%, I have all the respect in the world for women, for good mothers. But how am I supposed to respect a woman if she's a ran through whore? You don't respect yourself and you want respect for me? Get the fuck out of here. Fucking ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Listen, You whores are very lucky a guy like me is not in power. I'd fucking let the Muslims loose. I'd let the Muslims loose with their stones. I'd let the Muslims loose. You know, and you know, this is all fun and games. We'll see how it is in about 10 years when America's on the verge of collapse. All these beta males aren't willing to fight for this country. It's absolutely unbelievable that a broad can take off her clothes, make millions through the internet, which men created, through a computer, which men created, through smartphones, which men created. And then they're going to start talking about, we need women in power. Well, we see what happens when women are in power. We see divorces go up sky high. We see fucking sex workers get legitimized. Is this what it means when women are in power? And again, I'm not saying anything that men are fucking great, but most of these men will give the example of these beta males. Well, it's the men who are buying the OnlyFans. Yeah, you're right. It is the men who are buying the OnlyFans. But what type of men? Most of these men are raised by single fucking mothers. You are creating the own fucking problem. It's sick. It's a sick fucking world. And I don't know how people can look at what goes on in society. And again, I live in America, the best country in the world. I repeat, the best country in the world I live in. And it's degenerate as hell. But if you go to South Africa, they'll fucking murder you over a fucking pair of sunglasses. You go to fucking Nigeria, they'll scam the shit out of you. You go to Russia, it's a mob-run fucking dictatorship. I don't know how you can look at this world and not understand that the fucking evil ones are running this. Like, the evil is running this world, and the people who think they're going to fucking be the one who is going to fucking go around and fucking beat the New World Order and beat the Rothschilds, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your fucking mind. I'll give you one example, and this is the example I always give people. There's a guy by the name of Muammar Gaddafi. He was the ruler of Libya from 1969 to 2011. Notice he came to power in a rooster year and got killed in a cat year, but that's another day. Story for another day. Mr. Gaddafi had $500 billion. That's 500 billion. He had a standing army of 30,000 men, well trained. He had airplanes. He had equipment. He had a modern army. He lasted 9 fucking months against NATO. 9 fucking months. What the fuck are you gonna do? Nothing. So once you accept that you can't actually defeat these people, then you have to start, well, how can I actually do good in the world? By the people around you. Well, your family members. That's how you do it. And if you guys don't understand that shit, I don't know what else to tell you. Because time after time after time, I've seen how this works. I tell people, I go to a drug rehab clinic about 15 years ago. Not for me, but I was just there and I did research. Went up to everybody. What's your birthday? Born on the 9th, born on the 18th, born on the 27th. Now, I'm not saying all people who are born on those days have those issues, but a lot do. And I put this information out there, and what happens? These people start hating me. You are beta male bitches. You can't tell the truth. You think I don't know I'm overweight? Okay, whatever. I'm not going to fucking cry about it. You're telling the truth. It is what it is. Was I this way when I was 25? No, I would have knocked your ass out. Okay? I don't play. So you guys need to start accepting the truth. I ain't no fucking Casanova. I fucking know that. But guess what? I married the best looking fucking girl I fucking ever saw in my life. And she was loyal too. A fucking double whammy. I never had these problems with women. I never had a woman cheat on me. I don't know what that's like because I'm into numerology and astrology. Listen, I still got like fucking 4 more readings to do today, and I'm about to lose my voice. So I'm gonna respectfully hand over the microphone and let you guys, do your thing. But I see we got a nice crowd. That's what happens when we have a GG33 in the spaces. Anyways, my man, take over. I hope I answered enough questions. I'll be listening, but I don't want to lose my voice because I got like a lot of readings to go today, man.
Absolutely.
You know what that's like, DC.
Oh yeah, it's the worst, man. Thank you for coming on, Gary. It's the best.
Thank
Always.
you, Gary, for stopping by, brother.
Yes, sir.
I
I'm still gonna be in here. I'm just gonna put the microphone on mute and let you guys do your thing. I gotta do my sports and send the pics out and everything. So I do apologize. But again, good space. We got a lot of solid people in here, and everyone follow Red Pill Aries. He's gonna be the next big influencer because I'm gonna make it that way. Anyways, guys, always a pleasure. GG33, Beacon, and I'm gonna convert a whole bunch of other groups because it's better to be Kingmaker than actual king himself. Why do you guys still haven't figured that out? Anyways, peace. Hey, by the way, Aaron Wade, Michael Jordan is the best player of all time. Now you can bring him up and he'll give you 20 minutes of content. It's on, fellas.
Thank you for stopping by. Red Pill Aries, I got a question for you, but first I got a question for Peyton. When it comes to fasting, there is a person that says they want to do intermittent fasting, 3 days not respecting it, and 3 days by doing it. How do you feel about that?
I think that's a great idea. I think everybody needs to be their own lab rat and figure out what works for them. Ultimately, I vouch for intermittent fasting, at least in the short term, just to get the body back into a certain calibration and to test your willpower. A lot of people are against fasting because they say that they're starving themselves, they want to slowly kill themselves. Oh, that's an unhealthy way to lose weight. It is one way to help get your body into a healthy relationship with food. So, yeah, you'll naturally lose weight, but I think moreover, fasting is a way to build your willpower and to learn how to say no and to have patience and live in the present moment. So, I highly vouch for it. And I'm always going to recommend fasting in various ways. So, my account will never ever denounce it or think it's bad.
So how do you feel about people saying, I got another question. How do you feel about people saying if you fast at night, your body is going to burn more fat while you sleep than while you're awake?
Well, everybody's fasting at night. Everyone's fasting while they're asleep.
Okay, this person is saying, yeah, but if I'm eating at midnight and I fast during the day, like basically this person is telling me they do a window from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m.
According to circadian biology, that's not ideal, but some people work graveyard or they'll have a particular lifestyle where they need to be up at kind of strange hours. But typically, you don't want to be eating too much after the sun has gone down. So you want to be timing how you eat with the sun, how you live with the sun, even through time changes and seasonal weather.
All right, this person says thank you. And what about the zero drinks like zero sodas or something? Is it good for fasting or not?
I don't know what that is, but I would assume it has some kind of natural flavors in it, some kind of garbage. Fasting is fasting. So if you're going to fast and have no food, then do that. If you're going to fast and do a juice fast or a fruit fast or a water fast or a bone broth fast, then do that. But don't say, oh, I'm going to fast, but I'm going to have this one little thing. Like that's not necessarily fasting. And definitely, if you are in a fasted state, but you're still having something that has garbage in it, which a lot of those like alternative quote vitamin waters do or whatever they are, you're kind of putting yourself in a worse position. You'd be better off just straight up fasting.
How can I, okay, the person is saying thank you. How can I break the fast? What is the best way to break the fast?
The best way to break any fast is typically with something light that the body can absorb. easily. So something that is more liquid or fruit. So bone broth, juice, and fruit. Those are the best things to break a fast with. Now, if you're just intermittent fasting, then you can have pretty much whatever you want. You can go out of your window and then have your first meal, and that's totally fine. But you don't want it to be the heaviest meal that you're having. You want to start off light and then have your denser meal in the middle of the day, and then close it out with another light meal.
All right, thanks a lot for that. Like, look, whenever I break my fast, because I've been fasting since 2016, I always take either sparkling water or black coffee. That helps me out a lot, honestly, during the day.
Wow. Well, can I say that sparkling water and coffee are both very acidic? So you want to make sure that you're realkalizing the body at least later in the day with other fruits and vegetables are literally alkalizing. Everything else is more on the acidic side. So if you're going to break a fast with acidity, which naturally dehydrates the body, you're going to want to cognizantly replenish and also make sure you're getting enough salt and potassium and magnesium later in the
That
day.
would make a lot of sense. That
Yeah.
would definitely make a lot of sense. Yeah. What about to finish your eating window? Like, what would you recommend for people?
Are you asking what kind of food?
Yeah, like for example, I sometimes go for ice cream, if you know what I mean. But yeah, like you know what I mean. So like
If you're treating yourself, yeah, that's awesome. But typically, your last meal of the day, if you're not having a treat or it's the weekend or whatever, your body appreciates protein and light carbs more than fat because the fat's going to sit and your liver has to work through that, and that's going to prevent you from being in as much of a deep sleep as you could be having. So I typically, with all the clients that I work with, I tell them that they want to gear their fat intake to being higher in the beginning of the day and then slowly tapering it down and having very minimal at the end of the night. So yeah, protein and carbs more than fat.
all right, thanks.
Light carbs though, not like too heavy, too sugary.
All right. Thank you for that. If you guys got any question for Peyton, by the way, like I told you, I think about 2 weeks ago, my community wants to have you in a space with us to ask you a lot of questions. Listen, I get a
Yeah,
yeah, I
absolutely.
get a lot of questions asked for you, for VK, for Bob. You're doing an amazing job with Tarot Brother. Follow Bob right there. He's honestly the best. Like whenever I ask Bob a tarot reading, is I'm like, I don't know how you do it, but you do it. It's like me. I'm like, are you working for the feds or something? Like this guy, I'm telling you, he knows what he's doing. He knows. It's like me, or you got a microphone in my place or something, because this guy is just a spot with whatever he's doing. So follow Bob and follow Grand Commander. He's down below. I got to drop Grand Commander and some other people because there's a lot of, well, not anymore, but there were a lot of people requesting the mic before. We still got like two more people to accept. If you got any question for Peyton, you can ask her. Like I said, we would love to have you in the next space to talk about fasting and to talk about your experience on that 14-day fast.
Yeah, I would love to, and I really appreciate you having me up here today. One thing before I maybe hand the mic over to someone else is that there's going to be a lot of varying opinions about what is the best in the health space, and I can't denounce what other people say, especially if they have anecdotal evidence that what they say works. So you're going to be, especially on this side of Twitter, you're going to see experts, you're going to see really smart, intelligent, well-researched people talking about topics that are completely opposite of me or opposite of other people. And that brings me back to the point that I mentioned earlier, where you have to be your own lab rat. So take everything that everyone says with a grain of salt, even me in this exact moment. I'm not here to tell people how to live their lives as if I've lived it for them. I'm here to share my anecdotal evidence from myself, from my clients, from people I've worked with, from research. But all in all, you are going to have to get your hands dirty. You're going to have to figure out, how do I feel when I eat like this? How do I feel when I eat at this time? And why you have me or other experts in the space is to gain tools. But we are not your number one answer to everything. We're just a guidebook, essentially. So I hope everybody really takes that to heart, because you don't want to get so dogmatic with, oh no, this person is right. Oh no, this way of living is totally right and everyone else is wrong. That's where you end up hurting your health in the long run, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually.
What about acid reflux and fasting?
Acid reflux and fasting is typically from low stomach acid. So long enough fasting can't definitely stress the body if the body doesn't really understand what's going on. It's being shocked. And so stress lowers your stomach acid. Stress steals your minerals, which keep stomach acid strong, namely zinc is one of them. So if you're having that issue, if you're fasting and you're not wanting to break the fast, just putting a little bit of baking soda in water and drinking that will help keep some of the acid from burning your throat and your esophagus. But ultimately, you're actually going to want to strengthen that stomach acid. Really, just depending on if you're fasting. If you try to strengthen your stomach acid, you might throw up. So it's better to do your fast, have a little bit of the baking soda, and then when you get back into having food, do things like increase your zinc intake, whether it's through supplement. Zinc picolinate is my favorite. Or adding more salt to your diet, or having swigs of apple cider vinegar before your meals, or having betaine HCl with pepsin supplement before your meals. All of these things were my saving graces when I was having low stomach acid from being vegan.
Wow. I mean, I got a question also for you. There's a guy saying, I got fatty liver. Can fasting cure that for me? Or what would you recommend for fatty liver?
Fatty liver, yeah, absolutely. Having intermittent fasting as like a 3 to 6 months protocol and being very strict with it is going to help, because sometimes fatty liver just happens from it essentially not being able to catch up with how you're living. So if it can slow down the fat intake that it's having, because you're going to have fat with your food, that's one way to naturally just give the liver time to regenerate, because we don't have to do too much for liver regeneration. It's one of the organs that regenerates itself very fastly and efficiently, no matter how much damage we do to it. So you pretty much just need to slow down and let your body do what it needs to do. You need to rest. You need to have emotional relief and some some herbs that help strengthen the liver, like milk thistle, dandelion, yellow dock, Oregon grapefruit. These are all really helpful too. But you also don't want to have too much of a protocol on this type of stuff. Like I said, you really just need to let the body rest. So yeah, to answer the question, fasting will help with that.
Love that. Love that. I hope, I mean, you're listening here and I see you here in this space. I hope that answered the question. By the way, my community is asking the same question that that I asked to Red Pill Aries, to VK, to Gary. Are you coming to the 33 Club event in Vegas, June 21st and 22nd?
Ooh, I honestly didn't know it was happening until you asked Gary about it earlier, but I might have a work retreat in June. I don't know what the dates are, but if the 21st and 22nd are cleared, you might be expecting me in Vegas. I love Vegas, so I will take an excuse to go over.
Right, I'm gonna be there. So yeah, definitely, definitely, it's gonna be a great event. You guys are all invited. It's a free event, whether you are a paid member of the 33 Club or not. You guys are welcome inside of that event. By the way, a lot of people is asking me, are you guys collab? Do you guys have a collab with Gary because of that 33? No, we don't. Like I said, we're not close to that, but we are not working with Gary. We're not working with Beacon. We are just like-minded people when it comes to, you know, make society better. To not allow degenerate stuff. Like, hear me out. I got on my Telegram the other day a person who started to harass my community. Of course, I, called them out, and people started to say, "Oh my God, Doug, you're this, you're that." No, I'm not. I'm just, helping my community out. Some community members know what I'm talking about. The degenerate stuff is not accepted at the 33 Club. It's not. We're trying to make the world better in ways that we can, And like I said, we are working with Freemasons to make it better. Um, we are working with people in crypto, or people who is into fasting or fitness, people in stocks and all of that. I mean, Red Pillars, you will see the 33 Club very soon. Bob, you have seen the 33 Club as well. A lot of people is telling me, you're copying Gary, you're copying Andrew Tate. I'm like, no, I'm not. I mean, people who is inside of the 33 Club knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's all. What am I gonna say about the 33 Club? It's a very different club. It's a very very different group. Um, Gabs, you're there as well, so you know what I'm talking about. It's something that it's been out since 2015. We decided to bring it to Discord over 2022, and we started to learn how to use Discord well, because a lot of people is telling me, for me it's easier to use Telegram as to use Discord. I'll, some other people is saying, you know what, for me Discord is way easier than Telegram. So I mean, we open a free chat on Telegram for people just to communicate and stuff. We're going to be picking one or two members from the free Telegram. I'm going to pay for that membership at the 33 Club. Ray Pilaris, I'm glad, brother, that you're inside of the 33 Club. BK, you're coming as well to the 33 Club. Um, and by the way, Gary as well. I don't know if you're listening or not. You're also invited, man, to the 33 Club. That's on me. That's on me. Because you invited me to the academy, and I really appreciate that in the best way possible.
No, thank you. We're all honored, man, and you're doing something for people that they would not normally ever get the opportunity to do. So thank you, Dr. Marvel.
No, thank you, brother, for being here. I've been following you since, I'm pretty sure, since the very beginning. And really, man, I really appreciate what you do in spaces. And for Red Pilaris, I got a question for you, man. What about? Look, we will open a section about cigars because I do smoke cigars. Are you down to smoke a cigar with me and Grand Commander?
Bro, of course. Of course, bro.
I'm
Of
opening a
course.
cigar club at the 33 Club.
And I want to thank you as well, man, for, letting me get into the 33 Club. Like I said, after the spaces, I'm gonna get you in Beacon as well, and we could chit chat and plan stuff as well.
Absolutely, brother. I mean, I just look. Not gonna lie, I don't have time to check my PFP, but I just checked right now. I do have a cigar over there. I think it's I don't even remember which cigar I had. Like we're opening that. We have a free cigar club on the LTEC server, but VK already sent you the server, and I will send you that as well, brother. I got a question for yeah, actually for Red Pilaris about Gary. Uh, if I join, well, not about Gary, but GG33. If I join Beacon, am I going to join the academy as well?
Well, joining Beacon won't necessarily just, grant you access to GG33. That they're separate. They're completely separate. So I mean, same thing with GG33. If people are joining GG33 Academy, they're not getting, anything to do with Beacon.
I got another question. Do you guys do numerology readings there in Beacon?
We are very, very, very limited to numerology readings. That's not what we really focus on, but at the same time we do like to, give readings. Um it's just complicated when people, from Beacon want to do what they do in GG33, and in no way, shape, or form would we ever take business from GG33. So there's going to be like a collab um sort of thing where Gary's going to pretty much orchestrate in Beacon for those who are, trying to be the top numerologists and whatsoever.
And oh my God, I see that we get people here with a hands up. Uh, I remember back in the day, people used to ask me a lot about numerology and astrology whenever I started to join Gary Spaces. Of course, I say I do have some basic knowledge from Grand Commander, but and like I said, basic. I mean basic. I mean VK, you know what I'm talking about when I say that Freemasonry is not about numerology or stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big
Yeah.
misconception.
I know, and I remember that people wouldn't stop asking. And look, for the people who join the 33 Club, there's a homage letter from Grand Commander to, I think, to me, to Sudo, our cybersecurity professor. Because also, if you join the 33 Club, you got to learn how to protect yourself in the cyberspace. So we got a cybersecurity campus. The website is going to be ready probably today or tomorrow. So and as well for Gary, a homage letter for Gary, like all what you have been doing and all of that. Um, like that's one of the things that I respect about Grand Commander. A Grand Commander always pay his respect and his homage as the person that he is. You will see a lot of people taking knowledge from Gary and not paying homage. You will see a lot of people taking, for example, taking. And I know, Redfield Areas, this is going to happen in the future, brother. People will take knowledge from you and they will not pay homage for something.
It's
Uh,
already happened.
yeah,
Completely
yeah.
okay. I don't care.
like I said, we had a paid member last year, the 33 Club, and I threw a psyop out there saying 22 is the most important number, not 33. And this guy just created his own 22 Club, and started to charge I don't know which amount of money, and I'm like that's sad, honestly, because you definitely give the opportunity to people to improve their lives and get better, and they just backstab you. That ain't cool, right? And you kind of notice, right? Red Polaris or VK, you kind of notice who's going to betray you at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's more like people will come into Beacon and they'll be like, "Hey, I want to play this role. I want to play this role. Let me play this role." And it's like you see what their motives are, and you kind of wonder, okay, well, he's gonna play this role for how long until he wants to play content creator role or manager role, and it's happened so many times already. Um, it gets tricky. That's why you got to be very, very, very careful, before you even trust anybody. Because I mean, like the camera crew that came down here that Gary was talking about earlier, they literally came down here for Beacon. They moved down here for Beacon. They went to the first Beacon event at the mansion that we had and fell in love with, the whole Gary podcast we shot and everything. And then it's like, oh man, the manipulation that Christianity does, bro. And I don't hate on religions. I respect people's, whatever they want to believe in. I was raised as Catholic. I went to First Communion school. I did the 2 years. I did all the shit that I didn't want to do. My parents converted from Catholic, from being Catholic to Christian after a couple years of being in America. So to me, it was just like, I went from Catholic to Christian to atheist to alien occult to just created everything, and it's like no one's right when it comes to that, and it sucks that religion kind of messes a lot of things up because some people are just so fond on believing whatever somebody else told them about a book or something like that, a Bible that's been rewritten 100 million times. And that was the case for this. Now, it's to me, it's better if you're not religious, to be honest, because I don't have to worry about that. I like relationship way better, being a good person, just doing the right thing, helping others, you know, not doing things for good karma because there's not good karma. I don't give people homeless people I don't give homeless people money to X out or cancel out something fucked up that I did that week or anything like that. So, um, yeah, it comes with the job though. It comes with the
It
job.
does. Oh, it definitely does, brother. But look, hear me out. About a year from now, like a year ago, probably you wouldn't imagine, or you would imagine, like what you're living right now. About 4 years ago to now, I'm pretty sure your life was completely different, right?
Oh my God, 4 years ago. What year is it? 2024.
2020. Right now, 2024. It was
4 years
2020.
ago was the rat year, the last rat year. That's when I was released from prison. That's when LeBron James won his championship in Lakers. Shout out LeBron. I am a LeBron fanatic. I don't know if Gary's listening or not, but that's my number one. I don't care. But yeah, I was in a completely different realm. I just got out of prison and COVID hit, so I got right home to pretty much more prison. I mean, house arrest practically. um I couldn't go out, 2020, COVID hit, so I got out to COVID, and then I started, dibbling and dabbling with crypto, and I was an earlier buyer in Shiba. I put $140 into Shiba Inu. It turned into 120,000. I cashed out about 80 grand. I started a crypto community that's still running to this day. um Even made a crypto coin, but in no way, shape, or form did I think I would ever be here at all. Like, never, never.
It is
Shout out
amazing,
LeBron.
Go ahead, brother.
Oh no, I was gonna say I met LeBron twice. I used to work for the Cavs. Shout out to the year of the Rat. It's Dragon year. LeBron was nothing but nice to me, and I know a little bit about his family story, kind of what some things that people don't know. But I will say, Red Pill, he did hit back a little bit on the vax and the COVID testing. I was surprised, but I know people hate LeBron for his political views. He said this stuff is fishy. Put out tweets. But I do think he's fed up. But yeah, man, your story's incredible, and that's kind of how the Rat story is, man. From darkness to light. That's LeBron's life. That's your life. I know a lot of people born in Rat years just like you. Sorry about that, Dr. Marvel. I don't want
That's
to interrupt.
literally on point,
You're
bro,
fine, man.
because that's so accurate. Because with LeBron, he used to be on that like weird Illuminati hand gesture things before. And with me, I used to be around like rappers like Little Pump, Smoke Perp, XXX before I went to prison, and they were on all demonic shit. I was taking more drugs than I could ever remember. I've had the worst, the most. I was a complete degenerate, and that's what I like when people understand that about rats. We are good people at heart. We have to go through a lot of bullshit in ourselves. Okay, I have to learn the hard way. I don't like listening to people, and unfortunately, that's what happened in my life. And now I have the chance to help everyone who's pretty much learn from my mistakes and never have to go through any of those things because of me.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man. And that's what rats are here for. Rats make the best coaches and teachers in the world because people think rats are manipulative. But when it comes down to the rat, you can manipulate for positive things. Let me give you an example. Greg Popovich, the coach of the San Antonio Spurs, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Pop's greatest gift is basically he can get you to do something that you thought you could never do. So you can manipulate people for positive or negative. And I think you spoke upon that on the last space, Red Pill.
Yeah, so the manipulation thing. I'm a rat, whatever. I like the cheese, as people say. People think that it's just like a selfish thing, and we are manipulative, 1000%. I sometimes manipulate subconsciously without even noticing. Now, never is it, anything bad. Have I manipulated in my past to do bad things? Of course. Have I hurt females' hearts and deceived them and lied to them? Of course. Have I gotten the karma that I deserve plus 10? Of course. I like to think that all the fucked up shit that I did in my life, I paid it by losing over 1,000 nights and over 1,000 days, in the system. And I got out with the clear vision. I got out with the more grown man vision. I went in when I was 20. I got out when I was 24. So I missed the first, the best years of any man's life. I didn't get to turn 21 inside of a strip club, or turn 21 and go to the casino. I did that in my cell. And
I was in prison when I was 22, bro. So we got that in common.
there you go. There
I
you
did it.
go.
I did it for knocking out a cop, though.
That's even better. I wish I could have said that.
Hey, I like the. Like I tell people, when I actually run for president, I'm gonna get half the black vote because of it.
Bro,
Oh
laughing
shit.
at me.
Oh man. Gary gets me every time, bro. Oh my god. But yeah, so manipulation only for the good. Karma is a motherfucker. Do not fuck with karma. do not even try it. Do not even test it. It will get you. It will bite you in the ass. Like Gary said, if you guys wish upon bad things to people, it's not going to happen to them. Stop wasting your time. It's only going to happen to you. And pretty much, if you have the chance to start right now, even in this Twitter space, even if you know that you still, jack off, even if you know that you still lust over women, but you're, with a girlfriend, wife, even if you know that, you're cheap and you rather spend money on your materialistic things instead of helping your family, you could stop all this shit right now. You have the choice to stop all this shit right now and look to the right and look to the left and choose the right side. Because once you're on the right side, everything goes perfect for you. Everything moves so smooth if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you're not, deceiving people, lying, cheating, stealing. Everything moves so smoothly, it's insane. And I want people to try it, because it's like, it's literally what I just said.
Honestly, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We got new speakers. We got El Gato, and we got well, you know what? First, it was a Ice. I really cannot pronounce your name, brother, but I think Ison or
Izan.
the
What's going on, dog?
what's
What's going on, Aries? Hey,
what's
shout out
going
What's
on,
going
BK,
brother?
on,
shout out 33
Izan?
Club, shout out GG33. I just had a quick question for some gentlemen. If you want to take it on, I have a theory that I've been contemplating for a while about hell itself. I'm wondering if hell is something along the lines of Dante's Inferno, or if hell is something along the lines of, if you have bad karma, you are reborn in the reincarnation cycle in this world, and you eventually, live, say, for example, like a third world country. You have to fight every day for survival with cartels, with gangs, or something along those lines. I'm just wondering if anybody wants to.
100%. That's what it is, bro. You get reincarnated into a real tough life, man. There is a woman that was she was in New York Central Park, and she was murdered. And it was, a tragic event, all this stuff. And then I looked at the day she was murdered. It was the 8th day. Then I looked at her year cycle. It was the 8-year cycle. And I saw that she was born on the 26th. And I'm starting to think, oh, maybe this has something to do with karma. The signs are there. I remember when Robin Williams committed suicide, it was the 8th day. Maybe you're feeling guilty about some of those kids you molested. So yes, 100%. Earth is heaven for some. Believe me, I go to the billionaire's house every other day. He's fucking living the life. And to most people, I'm living the life. I'm not at that level. But to most people, Earth is hell. And it has a lot to do with their karmic fucking actions. Again, man, people really need to pay attention to karma, especially if you want kids. Kids, karma, KK. This is not a coincidence, folks. The way you treat other people, if you betray others, if you are a piece of shit to others, that shit's going to come back to you through your kids. Why do you think all these single mothers who are whores, fucking their kids hate them? Karma.
Thank you very much. That answers everything that I had a question about.
And guys, who are requesting the mic, we got people requesting. Have patience, for example, Ison here, he was probably, tired to have your arm up for, I don't know, man, about an hour or something. So thank you for your thank you for your patience.
I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you, brother. Guys, join Beacon, join the 33 Club, and join GG33. Let's fucking go. Now, let's go to El Gato or El Gato, however you pronounce your name.
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on, BK, Eisen? You got Aries in here. Gary, what's going on, guys? How are you guys doing today?
What's good, brother? What's good? Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you, man. Eisen, there's a song I really enjoy. It's called Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath. And it really makes me think of, like Gary said, this earth, it's hell for some and it's heaven for others, man. But yeah, I just wanted to ask really quickly, what is the 33?
You guys ever wonder why hell starts with a H, just like heaven starts with a H, because it's all based on karma?
Yep.
I mean, this isn't rocket science. Maybe it was 15 years ago. When I would talk to people and they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" You guys have been educated to the point where you know what H equals 8. Yes, 100% karma dictates where the fuck you're going, heaven or hell. Now, I'm not sure if I'm living in heaven, but I'm doing good. Got a strong, fucking healthy kids, good solid relationship with the wife. Got a couple dollars in my pocket. I wake up every day to the sun's rise and shit. I'm doing good. But when I was doing fucked up shit, yeah, I wasn't doing so good. Yeah, oh yeah. What do you think? I knew I was a 33 my whole life? No, I did some fucking fucked up shit when I was young. I used to fucking strong arm people. I used to fucking bully people. I don't really regret that too much though. But what you have to understand is stand up for yourself, but also know when you're in the wrong. Also know when you're in the wrong. There's one person I went after, and I found out it was, wasn't right. I fucking went up there and I apologized to his ass, and I was a man about it. That's something a guy like Andrew Tate would never do. A guy who steals my shit and then fucking says numerology's haram. People like that will never be forgiven. Remember, this is all temporary. All this right here is temporary. Or every one of us is trying to get out of the matrix. And the way you do it is you pass all your lessons. If you're an 8 life path, are you going to be so greedy about money that you don't give a fuck about your family?
Absolutely, brother. Like, absolutely. Elgato, to answer your question about the 33 Club, and we're gonna bring what is your name? Don't Be Naive to the stage, because I see that you also came up about 30 minutes ago. Listen, the 33 Club started in 2015 as a group from Grand Commander, a real life group from Grand Commander back in 2015. Now, back in 2022, listen, I originally came from a crypto community where a lot of people get scammed. And I remember, Gary, I'm pretty sure you don't remember me, but I do remember you from the first time that you and I did spaces. Or, well, it's not that we did spaces, sorry. It was the first time that I was in your space. And I remember that you gave me the mic. It was December 31st, 2022. Was Wise Cat and you, and I remember you gave me the mic and you say, "Are you a Andrew Tate fan?" And I say, "No." He said, "How can I be shit to you if you're all nice to me?" And we started to speak about something. You helped me out with something. I'm gonna DM you over that. Thanks to that thing that you said to me I should do, it changed my relationship with something. Like, I give you credit for that, and it's been 2 years, well, almost 2 years, that I haven't said thank you for that. It did make a difference. I had a different photo back then, and all of that. Um, so I remember, like I said, I came from a crypto community that I came from a crypto community that a lot of people got scammed and everything. And I said, you know what, I have to make something for people, whether it's mental health, whether it's people just changing their lives, whether it's just people being together in a group for crypto, for fasting, for fitness, for whatever. I have to build something. And then Grand Commander said, you know what, we could bring the 33 Club that I have, that it had a very different name back in the day. And that's when I brought the 33 Club into Discord. And like I said, a lot of people don't know how to use Discord, including me. Like, even a year ago, I didn't know how to use Discord well. There's a lot of things, like, it's very hard for so many people to use it, and to blah blah blah. Not to make the story long, the 33 Club, it became something that started to help people. People that joined started to say, you know what, it does make sense. You guys are doing something good. There's a lot of people scamming out there and you know, Red Pillars, you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people that scam others in crypto, in the crypto world. There's a lot of people with this cheap mentality of let's hold our coins so we can, you know, reach the moon. Fuck that shit. I don't
Oh
fuck with
yeah,
that.
oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like you're gonna sell. You're not part of the community. You don't respect the vision. No, fuck that shit. I want my people to succeed. I want my people to make it back. Look, I do am going to create a coin. It's gonna be a meme coin, and I'm going to create a coin or a token that is gonna have a value. Let's say that I'm going to airdrop VK, Peyton, Red Pill, Bob, Gabs, Gary, whatever. I want you to guys sell it when it reaches the top. I don't want you to guys hold for you to prove me loyalty, you know, because you already proved me loyalty by starting with me when I was just, you know, but by being with me when I was just starting off. That is the loyalty that I need. You know, I don't need you to guys to hold your bags when they value nothing. When imagine I just launch a meme token and you guys are gonna be like, oh yeah, I make 100K and right now I got you know, 1K. I still support you. No, motherfucker, I want you to make money. With me, I want that people eat, and that's what I decided to create the 33 Club. Now, a lot of people, like I said, is asking me, "Are you affiliated with Gary because of the 33?" And I say, "No, this got to do because Grand Commander is a 33rd degree Freemason, and and that's pretty much it. The number might be, you know, similar because of the 33, but that's pretty much it. Now, inside of the 33 Club, you will find we will open soon a campus of astronomy. We do have something of astrology and numerology, and it's the most basic stuff because a lot of people, I'm telling you, a lot of people wouldn't stop asking for it. And Grand Commander and I have said, you guys want numerology and astrology, go to GG33. We got no problem at all. We actually want you to guys to go to GG33 for numerology and astrology. For us, it's a little bit different. It's about Freemasonry. It's about cyber security because there's a lot of people getting doxxed, a lot of people getting not protected. We have a professor who is an expert in that. You know, we got a crypto professor, we got a stock professor, we got a fitness fasting professor. So that's basically what the 33 Club is doing, as well as we don't promote nor accept degeneracy. Modern degeneracy is reaching levels that I am telling you guys, it's not acceptable for me at all. So that is not accepted. We have a gentleman club as well inside of our 33 Club. That's only for us gentlemen. In ways of how to improve, how to be better. Like, hear me out. The other day in the free chat, I'm not gonna say names because I don't want your name out there. But you know who I'm talking about. There was a guy talking about, hey, you know what? I fuck up with my girl. What should I do? And I said, be a man. Women love men. Be a man and say, you know what? I fuck up. And if you want to, you know, when it comes to ex-girlfriends or something, just I say to your girl, you know what? I fuck up. Here's my phone. You can read the conversation. I'm hiding nothing, but be a man because women love men, not guys who, you know, stay in the shadows and no. Like that's where a lot of look. One comment that Peyton did about 30 minutes ago or so. She's not getting offended by Gary's words because she knows what he's talking about. And modern society would get offended by Gary's words. I grew up in a family where my grandfather was very similar to Gary's way of thinking. I don't get offended, but then I met people who is like, "Oh my God, Gary's talking about this," and I'm like, "No, he's not." Society is falling in a way that is not accepted for me, at least, you know. And degeneracy is being promoted as hell. Like, hear me out. My server that is supposed to be, you know, the LTEC server is all about true mental health, not the garbage what a lot of people is talking about. Like, I do promote true mental health, and the people that has stayed with me since the beginning, since day number one, knows what I'm talking about. I got raided by people sharing porn on my server. And then you got my mods and me and my people deleting that immediately. Like, degeneracy is just right around the corner. That's why we founded the 33 Club. We don't accept degeneracy. We accept, we want to see you guys succeed. We want to see you guys making it back. We want to see you guys, um, well, quoting Tate, breaking the matrix in a way. I never quote Tate, but you know what I mean. Like, we definitely want to see people becoming the best version of themselves. Now, um, I'm about to get inside of the Beacon server. Like, hear me out. I remember someone once from GG33 said, "Hey, I want to join. I want to join the 33 club," and then they saw something. They were like, "Oh, it's actually similar to GG33," and I'm like, "I wouldn't know because I'm not in the academy." It was, I think, last year around summer or something. And now that I joined the academy in January, I was like, "Whoa, it's similar." So, I mean, I always say, if you got a similar idea of something, like-minded people think the same way. And if we are all here, call it GG33, call it 33 Club, call it Beacon. If you're here for the same thing, which is, the betterment of society or making this society a better place, no degeneracy allowed, I think we're all going to have sort of the same thing. So I always encourage people, join the 33 Club, join GG33, and join Beacon, because that's where the true home family values are, like, and like I said, Bob, for example, you are, look, I don't want to say I'm biased because I'm not in bronze. One day I know that I will. I'm not in bronze, I'm not in silver, I'm not in gold, I'm not a couple. But Bob, you are inside of the 33 Club and you are a silver member from GG33. Can you tell people what is inside of the 33 Club without breaking NDA? Because, guys, if you join the 33 Club, there is an NDA to sign because of the Masonic knowledge. Consider from now on, in a way, the 33 Club Freemasonry 2.0, but upgraded with crypto, with stocks, with fitness, with fasting, and with some other stuff. But Bob, what can you tell us about the 33 Club? Shout out to Bob. Follow him. He's the best guy who does readings and tarot. I swear to God, man. Follow him, and also follow Grand Commander. Follow Grand Commander. He just dropped a comment. Follow him. Let's get him to 400. Look, this guy is going to be spending more time in Twitter now. He's going to spend more time in Twitter now because he's doing, real life events with I mean, VK, you know what I'm talking about, the philanthropy aspect of Freemasonry and all of that. So he's
Yeah.
always, so he's always busy outside, but he's going to be taking over his Twitter a lot more and starting spaces a lot more. So Bob, what can you tell us about the 33 Club?
So a lot of what I've seen in here that I really love is a lot of the occult knowledge, but there's also religious stuff if you're into that, especially when it comes to the history of it. A lot of health stuff. There's just a whole bunch of different things. So there's just a ton of information in there, and it's just absolutely awesome. And it keeps growing too.
Absolutely, man. I mean, would you see as, I personally don't see a similarity with the groups because, like I said, I'm not there inside, like, I'm not in bronze, I'm not in silver, I'm not. But a lot of people is like, "Oh my God, you're copying Gary. Oh my God, you're copying Tate." Like, do you see a similarity, or you see the 33 Club being another thing?
I see kind of like the basic concept of bringing together to learn this stuff. I see that, but the way things are set up, the way things are organized, and the material, vastly different.
I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, there's a lot of people that they think we're copying, that we're copying GG33. Like I said, I'm just in the academy and I just started this January. There is no way, that I could just uh see what is inside of the groups at all. Grand Commander, bringing you up. There's still people requesting the mic. I'm also bringing this other person up. I pin in the nest something from Grand Commander. But I appreciate you for being inside of the 33 Club, man. Like, and also, if I bring someone inside of the 33 Club for free, I paid for your membership. I even had to pay for my own membership to Grand Commander. People think the 33 Club is mine. Nope, it's not. It's from Grand Commander. It's not mine. I'm just a right hand. I'm trying, to do the stuff for Grand Commander, but basically that's it. Now, Grand Commander, look, Gabs is first, then Grand Commander. Gatto, I hope I answered your question. And Red Pilaris, my community wants to know about your live event and about merch. I'm also going to be talking about my merch as well when you're done with that. So Elgato, I don't know if that answers your question.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, how does one join? Yeah, because I'm in the Beacon Telegram. I joined the Beacon group chat, which is very very motivating. There's a lot of great young men in the chat that are working hard towards their goals, and it's very motivating for me, especially because I'm a very I tend to be a very somewhat of a loner. I don't really have too many friends. I got buddies, but they live a different lifestyle than I do. They're touring musicians, and they have a different lifestyle, and so I tend to spend many days alone. Don't have too many friends. And for me, it's a little bit better that way, just because people, like you say, we're living in a very degenerate society, and yeah, that's no good, man. And for me, I got a lady, and we're going on to almost 5 years now, and a lot of people that want to like hang out, they want to just go do degenerate shit, and I'm not really into that. So I tend to be kind of somewhat of a loner, just kind of make friends online, and but yeah.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
that's okay. That's okay. By the way, you know, I remember waking up and looking left and looking right, and not having a girl and just being around dudes like smoking pot and like, what are we gonna do today? Oh, let's go bust these plays and then pull up on some shorties and then go to the club at night. And like, you don't
And
want to get in the
just to
midst.
hug the wall, with a drink and not go up to any girls, huh?
Right, literally, and just talk about like, oh, I should have gone up to that girl, bro. She was digging me for sure. Yeah, bro. No, that's the worst place to be in. That's what you call a fucking loser. I look to people, and I when I meet a man, I ask them, not that many things, but I ask them, do you have a girl? Why do I ask them if they have a girlfriend? Well, if you are a man and you can't fucking keep a girl, what are you? That means that no girl wants you. You're not a man of value of nothing. So I respect a man that has a girl that's been dating for more than a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, because that I can test their loyalty towards, versus just meeting somebody that's like, oh yeah, bro. Nowadays I live in Miami. I meet people all the time out here. They're like, yeah, bro, I got a Ferrari and we got the VIP section, bro. If you want to pull up. Oh, and I know Quavo and Travis Scott. We're about to do drugs with them, and I'm looking at them like, you guys think that this shit's fun? What the fuck is this definition of fun over here? Because that shit sounds lame. It shit sounds lame to me. A fun time for me is getting together with a group of friends that we all have girlfriends, go out to eat somewhere nice. You know what I'm saying? If there's some type of wine involved or something like that, that's okay. We have something to celebrate about, versus just, working a job to pretty much blow your paycheck on the weekend turn up vibes. Like, that's why Beacon is amazing, because like he said, Cat, you're lonely and all this stuff. That's okay, because you have a network that's built off that. Like, we made this for people that are in weird ass states, like, Nebraska or something, where it rains every day, and they don't really necessarily have people to connect to. Well, in Beacon, we actually talk and we actually give advice, and we actually give good advice on whether it's family things, whether it's financial, whether if it's physical. We have Thor in there now giving us the best health advice ever. And I had fatty liver, and I didn't even know why the fuck I had fatty liver. I'm over here at 28. I look amazing on the outside, and I have fatty liver. And Thor pretty much dropped the gems of dairy and eggs. And ever since I stopped eating dairy and eggs, the yellow cloudness in my eyes is gone. I don't feel weird. I don't feel like, non-energetic. There's another thing that happens when you have a fatty liver. When you smoke weed, there is a person that could smoke weed just like Gary, who could smoke fucking 10 fucking Jeters right in front of me, and his eyes will still be white, and he'll look like he's sober as fuck and he's awake. And then there's people like me who did have a fatty liver problem. And when I smoke, Sometimes I don't feel like doing a goddamn thing. I feel like sitting on a couch and putting on a fucking Netflix show and eating some chips. And I hate that. I hate that. So I got pretty off topic, but um to what Kat was saying, man, I appreciate you saying that because that's literally like a testimony right there in itself about Beacon. You know, we have the main chat, it's free. It's at like 12, 1,300 people. And you were asking how to get into the paid chat. Well, that's through I could send you the link. I mean, the link is in my bio. If you want to talk after this, we can chop it up.
And also, Gato, to answer your question about Red Pill Aries, man, I'm so freaking excited to see your server. I know you will like for sure our campuses. Look, the LTEC server is for free. I already mentioned someone from my team. What do I plan to do with the LTEC server? So, guys, just all what am I going to say is take screenshots of the server because it's going to change completely and it's going to be one of those servers that you want to be a part of. I cannot wait, man. When this space is over, just send or even send me now the link or something, or send me your user so I can add you to the 33 club and we can add each other, whatever. Gato, Elgato, in order for you to join the 33 club, you need to schedule an interview with Grand Commander or me. I'm pretty sure you will pass the interview, and the payments go on crypto. They're very easy. I mean, Red Pillars, you know what I'm talking about. Crypto can be very secure, very easy, very fast. So that's one of the things
Of
that
course.
yeah, that we have. Um, there's a that we are taking that crypto, because there's a lot of business out there who are not taking crypto. We do take crypto. I do like crypto a lot. I'm going to save a few things of crypto for the campus. For example, look, hear me out. We have three professors here from the 33 Club. We got Pseudo. She's our cybersecurity professor. Go and follow her. She's an amazing person. You will love her content. Red Pilaris, you will love her content. I'm pretty sure. We got
What's her name?
Pseudo Van Sorceress. She's here. Like all the people that has that little red hollow emoji, that's the 33 Club. People always asking me, what's the meaning of that red thing? Well, it's inside of the circle. Whatever comes in the circle of trust doesn't leave the circle of trust. Also, Adan Hernandez, which is the Professor Morpheus. He's from the crypto campus. We have him, and we also have Shane, another crypto professor. And we have Idrisil. He's not here, but we have a stock professor as well. So we're going to be just adding more campuses. Right now we have 7 campuses. I think we will take them up to 13, and you guys know why we chose 13, obviously. So yeah, follow them, and also, like I said, follow Grand Commander and follow Bob, our tarot teacher. He's really this. I'm telling you, every time I ask Bob for a reading, it's like he's either spying on me or he is just he's on spot. So I don't know, Red Pill Aries, if Bob has ever gave you a tarot reading, but this guy is legit as
I have
hell.
never gone. I'm interested. I want it, Bob.
I'm,
Let's do it.
look, at the 33 Club, he's gonna be. He gives I'm telling you, man. Just you ask him, he's gonna do it, and he's accurate as hell. He's accurate as hell. So yeah, guys. When you join the 33 Club, you will find Freemasonry. You will find astronomy soon. You will find cybersecurity. You will find all of that. We will have, like I said, in the very very future, like in a month, we will have forensics. We will have a lawyer from the States, and a lawyer from Mexico, and a lawyer from Germany for you guys to ask your questions. You know what I mean. Tax as well. Oh, wait a minute. I got a DM. BK, I will read the DM later because yeah, I got a lot of DMs right
You're
now.
good, buddy. You're good.
Yeah, so yeah, we will have a lot of things. Like I said, when I started the 33 Club, people just could get in just for a server boost or for $8. Right now, people is DMing me like, "Hey, can I get it for free?" And I'm like, "No." And if I do give something for free, like I say, I pay for Like for example, Bob joined as a professor. I pay for him. Red Pill Aries, I already pay for you. Gaps, I already pay for you. And the people will join. I already pay for you. For example, Grand Commanders say, hey, you can also. Gary invited you for free to his academy, and as we Mexicans, we honor the honor of someone else. So I said, okay, Gary can get there for free as well. He dropped when I said that. Um, so yeah, but that's pretty much about the 33 Club. No, we are not copying Gary. No, we are not affiliated with Gary. We wouldn't, like I said, we are not close to that into the future. But I always say, join Beacon, join the 33 Club, and join 33 GG33. Uh, Grand Commander, I see that you drop. I don't know. Grand Commander has some problems, I think, with the microphone. Gabs, go ahead.
Yeah, it's been glitchy. Sorry about earlier. I had to. I love Gary, dude, and I think just like this guy, I swear. But I have to wear earbuds sometimes because unfortunately I live in San Francisco, bro. I'm not trying. Yo, you're gonna have me killed if I have it on loudspeaker. So no, I'm just playing. But maybe an angry mob. Who knows? But I wanted to say, yo, Red Pill Aries, dude, why are you speaking my testimony low key, dude? When you seen my emojis, right, guys? Like I was feeling it, bro, because I feel the same way. Like I've gotten attacked so bad on Spaces for sharing my ish. I don't care. People can't use my past against me. I know this, like, bro. You know what I mean? And I want to
Hey,
help people.
hey,
You too. You feel me?
Gibbs the speaker. I'm literally going to the elevator right now. I want to answer what you just said because I barely heard you. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Gabs, Gabs, we're gonna add something that you are going to love. Now, also,
God damn it.
are you okay, brother?
I'm telling you, it's a matrix fucking with us. Because every time I thought
Yeah,
I was
man.
gonna give up talk, it's like something fucked with me out here where it makes it. I'm like, damn it.
Look, uh, as well as we're going to open, like I said, a a gentleman club inside of the 33 Club. But also, Grand Commander thought about this in 2021. He told me 2021, 2022 to have a group for ladies. That's something that when Gary mentioned that, I really don't like to interrupt Gary or whoever is speaking. I was like, damn man, we're kind of at the same spot with that. So the people who is inside will enjoy that. Uh, as well as the merch. Follow Sign Shop Girl One. That's her Twitter handle, or go to my profile. She's going to make the whole merch thing. It is wonderful. I have seen the merch, and like it. Trust me, it is beautiful. Like I'm telling you, you guys will like it. I know for a fact that Beacon, you guys will. Or whoever is inside. I know the Red Pill Aries is right now, on the elevator, but oh yeah, I'm bringing you up, brother. I'm bringing you up. But yeah, I know that they will have merch as well. Um, our merch will come for those guys who are into astrology. There is going to be your astrological sign. If you're a goat like me, if you're an ox, if you are, a pig or a rooster, like it's going to come with that. Like I don't want to say much. I already said I already say a little bit much about because I'm really excited, but it's going to be for you guys. Like I said, if you guys want astrology or numerology, you go to GG33, you go to Yscat. Shout out to Yscat. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys one thing. When I started to make my spaces, there was a guy here named Rip Van Wizard with his spaces. He helped me out a lot because look, English is not my first language. I got three languages in my head. I got Spanish, I got English, I got German, and it was really hard for me to host a space. Then I met Yscat, and he helped me out a lot. So if you guys ever see that I pay homage to Yscat or Trip, it's because they deserve that. And I'm learning from you guys. One of the best thing about leading something is to learn from your people. So I learned from Bob. I learned. I'm telling you, I learned a lot from Gary. I learned a lot from VK, from Peyton, that I have seen you here like twice on my space. I learned a lot from you. I learned from Red Polaris, from Gabs, from Sue Generous, from everyone. Like I legit learn from a lot of people here. So that's my gratitude, if you know what I mean. So Red Pill Aries, are you back with us?
Yes, I am. I'm so sorry. Who was
That was Gaps.
the woman that was trying to
Oh,
talk
I
Gaps.
can't hear him,
to me?
dude.
I'm so sorry about
You can?
I can hear everybody but him.
Okay, so Red Pill Aries, she's telling us that
that. You
she
I
can
can't
can
hear
hear
drop
me?
everybody.
down. I'll drop down. I'll drop down. I'm not. No
She will
problem.
drop and come up. Yeah.
She can't hear me though.
She can hear you, but she's gonna drop and she's going to come back.
Come back. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask you about your merch. I don't know if you heard about our merch, but it's gonna be ready probably in 2 weeks. I'm gonna send the link. What about the merch of Beacon?
Oh wow. See, we're probably in a good 2 week, 3 week thing as well. We have a bunch of merch coming out too. There's gonna be people in Beacon making merch, and then I'm gonna be my own. I've made my own clothing brand before that's gone viral, so I'm gonna have my own version of my own Beacon merch as well.
So we're probably under the same timeline, right?
Probably. I mean, you seem a little bit earlier than I. I probably will be at 3 weeks.
Well, let's
But
see. Let's see.
neck and neck.
Let's see, man. No, definitely. I'm gonna be purchasing the merch of Beacon. I really like it. Look, when I first saw the logo, without even knowing that it was from Gary or from you guys, like I was like, I sensed some Gary thing into the logo, and I liked it. I really liked it, and
It's
I'm
that
happy.
orange.
Yeah, man, that orange. I'm telling you, man. Like it is wonderful, honestly. To now be a part of that. I hope and I know that you will like the 33 Club. We're gonna be, like I said, adding a lot of stuff. I'm telling you, the people that joined the 33 Club at the very beginning, it was a complete different thing. Now, listen, guys, there is a video at the very beginning. This is welcome. I'm gonna tell you the meaning of that video, right, Pilaris? Because I don't wanna I'm gatekeeping that video for a reason and the meaning behind. When you see that video, you will say it makes sense. It will
Right.
definitely make sense for you, brother. By the way, I got a question for oh, by the way, Adan Hernandez, which is here down, you will see he got like a black shirt, black sweater, and some glasses. He is our crypto professor. Go and follow him as well. Um, oh, look, now we're gonna be here probably for about 3 hours more. This dude Andre here, he is inside of the 33 Club, not the paid program, but the Telegram. Andre, if you got any question, brother, regarding Freemasonry, this is your time to shine, brother. I'm telling you, man. BK is going to answer everything what you want about Freemasonry.
Where the fuck is Gary?
Oh, you're 1 hour late, brother.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So Freemasonry. I don't know where to start. There's so much to go with that. But what? So I know you guys are really into numerology. That's fascinating to me. Do you guys have anything to share about letterology? Because there's a lot of interesting like inversions with letters, M, W, A, E, and then I don't know, like there's just some interesting letters, like the letter T kind of represents the cross, and I don't know. Do you have anything to bounce off of that?
If you're asking me, I mean, I'm sure Marvel can answer it too. But there's Masonic words, so there is a Masonic dictionary. And for example, I believe I can give this because it's public knowledge. But abracadabra, for example, is a Masonic word with Masonic connotations. So you'll see Ra in certain things. Masonic, right in front of you. Mason, right in front of you, begins with an M. M is the 13th letter. Now, do we explicitly necessarily talk about it like that? Not necessarily. However, when it comes down to all the Masonic words, codes, this or that may or may not exist, we use it in a different form. So some people might say 11, 11, 11. The Masons might say 1, 1, 1, 1. JFK, created Executive Order 11110 to abolish the Fed. Within a month or two, he was killed. So there's different ways of going about it, but that's the best way I could bounce off that for you without giving away ritual or things I shouldn't or should not say. But I'm also here to say things that some Masons may not be able to say or have the courage to say, because there is a lot more out there than you would ever imagine. I encourage you to follow the Scottish Rite SJH YouTube channel with Maynard Edwards. Just Google Scottish Rite SJH, I believe, or whatever it is, and you will see that they put out quite a bit. There's a whole YouTube video on the number 33. I think he even goes into letters, numbers. And then I've said this 100 times, but Akram Elias, Akram Elias, is one of the greatest 33rd degree Freemasons for numerology, astrology, esoteric stuff. Google him. He's been on the History Channel. I know a few people who know Akram. I just did a podcast with another 33rd degree Mason, but Akram is a great guy if you're looking for, other stuff to look into, and he goes into numerology as well.
What's your favorite cipher?
I cannot go into that type of stuff.
I think
Yeah,
septenary is the best in my opinion, but
now, Andre, you can ask I remember guys were talking about the flat Earth yesterday and about hexes. VK can answer you about hexes, and VK can answer you about the flat Earth, because, like I said, and look, whenever you ask questions, people sometimes is like, "Are you angry?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I love that you guys ask questions." Of course, there's a few things, VK. You know what I'm talking about. We cannot answer some questions. Same with the NDA from Gary or something. We cannot. Well, you guys can answer. You guys cannot answer a few questions, or but VK Andre, I think, has the he thinks that we do, spooky shit at the lodges, like like something out of the movies, and I don't blame him though. And about hexes, so what can you
oh no,
tell us?
I don't think y'all do spooky shit, but I do have a friend that's a master Mason, and he's talked to people that that are Masons above him that are involved with Golden Order of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. He said he knows people that are involved with OTO, and I'm not saying the Freemasons are involved in these rituals, but he says that he knows Freemasons involved in other societies that are doing some weird magic rituals involving virgins and random shit.
What? Well, I'll put it to you like this. So, there's Masons in the royal family, right? So and I understand your question. You could be a Freemason or a 33rd degree, 32nd Master Mason, whatever, and you could be involved in other stuff. I mean, it's possible that you could simultaneously be a Freemason and also in the Illuminati. There's a clear-cut difference. We are not the Illuminati. If anything, the Scottish Rite SJH YouTube channel has a video, and the video is literally put Freemasons versus the Illuminati. And one of the problems, and we're not against them, we're not for them, we're neutral. I mean, we're not trying to bark up trees and get suicided. But the point is they may or may not exist. As far as dark rituals and stuff like this, I'll say this. There's Freemasons who are in the very innocent stuff, like, I think it's called Reiki healing. I always say it wrong. Healing, like with your hands or with gemstones. There's a 33rd degree Mason who's into that himself. We have one of the top Masons in Ohio. He's really into genealogy. But yeah, as far as the Masonic pipeline that I've ever experienced, there is the rituals that we do in the physical within the lodge actually create a sense of magic. So believe it or not, Akram Elias will touch on this. There's something that happens because what we've been doing has been done for hundreds of years. So you can take drugs and experience a different reality, or you could do something in the physical together, which is all a ritual, which is basically just simple masonry, stuff that's been done for hundreds of years. It's not magic, but when you do stuff together, it creates a euphoria that is unlike anything on earth. And that is the privilege that you get to become a Freemason. Once you understand our rituals and you understand what we do for initiations and stuff like that, it becomes extraordinarily powerful because we use all the 5 senses.
Yeah, I don't like I actually love Freemasonry. I find it really fascinating. I mean, with any organization, there's going to be some sketchy stuff involved, but like I actually remember I talked to you, VK, a couple weeks ago. I think you told me that you said that I had one of the most interesting perspectives on Freemasonry that you've ever heard, or top 10. But yeah, like two top sketchy things about Freemasonry for me would be, one is the moon landing with Buzz Aldrin being a Freemason, and I think several of the other astronauts were Freemasons and stuff. But like I said, like, I mean, I think sometimes the people at the top, they kind of have to do things that may seem negative in order to awaken humanity. So like, the good guys aren't always going to do the things that you may think are positive. Sometimes they got to do negative things. So like, they don't want everyone to be given the trophy without earning their spiritual awakening. And like, but I think Dr. Marvel and VK, I think you guys are kind of new to flat earth or like the moon landing being fake. But another
Jesus.
thing that's really
Oh no, no,
sketchy to
no.
me about Masonry would be the Order of Royal Jesters, which I'm not going to judge every Mason just based off one lodge or whatever. But yeah, they're the Order of Royal Jesters. Like, they said that they got disbanded, but my Freemason friend said they're still together. But I mean, they got caught for like human trafficking, like I don't know if it's Epstein level, but it was a little human trafficking. But like I said, I'm not gonna blame all Masons for. It's like blaming all Christians for Catholics doing pedo shit, you know?
Here's not to interrupt you, and I appreciate your points, but I want to make this very clear. Whatever order you may or may not be referring to, I'm going to say this very carefully and correctly. Your buddy who's a master Mason may have no clue if they're actually real or clandestine. So you could make an order, right? And that order could be labeled as that, but does the Grand Lodge of California or Nevada or Ohio accept them? Because if they are not accepted, they are not actually true Freemasons. So like, you could be Freemasons and then go spin off and make your own thing called whatever you just said, and it may or may not be accepted. And also, every state's different. So we're always looking for proof, and I'm not questioning you or anything like that. I'm explicitly against all trafficking, this, that, anything. Pedophiles should be hung. But yeah, I just want to make
actually you have to be a Shriner to be a part of that organization, and it's only
I think sometimes I say this carefully. Be careful where you get your info. Very careful where you get your info, because you've said a lot of correct things, but there may or may not be correct. But that anything that you just said is completely up for debate, and I can't really talk about certain things. I don't know what I shouldn't talk about. I know a lot about the Shriners, this, that, and the other. Now, as far as cool stuff goes, I agree. I think you have one of the greatest takes. I think you're a very out of the box thinker. So don't take this disrespectfully. But the one other thing we do is we can burn incense in a lodge and stuff like that. There's King Solomon's incense and stuff like that. A lot of the older guys hate that type of stuff. So a lot of the esoteric stuff, like candle lighting, this, that, some people might have allergies. They don't like the smells, this and that. So old Freemasonry was more maybe into that. Now they're just trying to get stuff done. And, it's a little bit different. It's more, it's more of a network today than it's heavy esoteric because of the way things have gone. We had to lean away from some of the 1800s stuff that we were doing, which was more esoteric. Now we're kind of getting back to esoteric because that's in. Religion has been a big problem for us for years because we have to still keep the fraternity strong. Like, you might be a Catholic, but or a Jew, but you might also be a Freemason. So we have to always respect people's beliefs, and that's why sometimes we leave esoteric stuff out of the lodge, etc.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. One thing that I found fascinating too about Manly P. Hall was that he wrote many books on Freemasonry, and it wasn't until after he was best-selling author, I think in old age, was when he even became a Mason, and they booted him right up to 33rd Mason, 33rd degree, and he wrote all these books about Freemasonry before he was even a Mason.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that use this stuff for clout. I mean, Manly P. Hall, he's got a lot of wonderful takes. I also question, for example, I had 100,000 followers before I was a Freemason. Some of these people, Manly P. Hall was already successful before. Just be careful with certain people that may or may not be using the fraternity for clout and fame, etc. A lot of people think, okay, VK became a Mason, then boom, here he is with Elon Musk, here he is with 135,000 followers. No, It didn't work like that. And actually, they wouldn't have really wanted me, or not. Never, they never wanted me, but they don't want people that don't work. They don't work, or they don't have success. We make good men better, or great men exceptional. That's our goal. So yeah, it makes sense with Manly P. Hall. And I also want to be respectful to Manly. I'm a huge Manly P. Hall fan. However, he is a man. He's one person, and people live on what he says like it's the Bible, just like Pike. I think there's a lot of good stuff in Manly P. Hall's astrology books, and there's a lot of crap or stuff that I disagree with. And I think it's just because he's a man. He's human. There's going to be stuff that you go, VK is way wrong here. That's fine. But we worship these people that are dead, and we have to understand that they're fallible. They're just one person. Although Manly was a brother, you know, there's all sorts of other stuff that went on. I know a lot about Manly that I can't say, but there's nothing bad about him that I know, and I know he was a wonderful person from what I hear, but we don't know.
Yeah, I really enjoy your take there, and I actually have a couple questions to throw on top of that. So one would be what Dr. Marvel mentioned about hexes. You know, like the hexagram is like the Jewish symbol. So why is that also used for hexes? And then also on top of that, I think I had a question about like what other Freemason book would you recommend? Man, I had another question, but I'll just leave it there.
No, it's okay. So as far as hexes goes, and I'm not challenging you here, but I'm just going to speak this directly. And I'm saying this as a rhetorical question, not at you. What makes you so sure that is used for hexes? Because you could be talking to someone who may or may not know a thing or two about that. And I cannot tell people what I may or may not know about how that stuff works with hexing, etc. I do not hex people, period, point blank. Have never done it, will never do it. Because Gary, Gary might be born in the year of the snake. I'm born in the year of the pig. I take the more human, physical side of things. I have my own issues, right? I like to have fun. I like to do this. Pigs are like, they're gluttons. I love food. I like to, socialize. So that's what I do. I stay away from that spiritual warfare stuff. And I let people like Gary, who's my opposite sign and also a 33 life path pure like me, do that type of stuff. However, when it comes to hexing, what you're told is mostly BS, and they will never tell you how to actually do it. So, maybe that they can do rituals within, the hexagram, all the whatever. We can go. I don't want to say too much, but yeah,
okay. I gotcha.
People with it.
Thank you for your take, and also, I think one of my final questions would be, I'm a 33/7 impure, or 33/6. I'm born on a 7-day impure, but like I don't like to put myself on a pedestal, and I've been learning about this GG33 the past 6 months or so. So like, how confident are you in this system? How confident are you that this is your last incarnation? And yeah, or like how confident are you in this system? Because I think it is based off of Hebrew magic and stuff, or Kabbalah. I don't know.
Well, I mean, look, all the Hebrew stuff comes from the people that may or may not have created us as humans. So everyone, and I agree with the Hebrews to some extent. I think they give the Hebrew alphabet, the English language is by far the most powerful on earth right now. And that is created by the royals, and a lot of royals were Freemasons. Back in the day, certain languages were more powerful, like Latin. Today, they have a lot less power. Now, I'm trying to remember your question. I'm getting off track here. What was your?
How confident are you in Gary's system about numerology? Like it supersedes astrology. That as a 33, you're in your last incarnation. If you're a 9, you're in your first incarnation. Like, do you really on like a 0 to 100%? Like, how confident are you in that system that you believe it?
Nothing in life is 100%. I would say I'm 99% confident in the system. As far as my last incarnation, I can't F this all up. I cannot screw this all up. I've had a lot of ups and downs with people who've betrayed me directly, who are lambasting me privately in DMs, saying stuff about me that are false. I've had all sorts of ups and downs with personal relationships, friendships. When you're working your way up to the top, A lot of things get missed. I miss a lot of direct messages. I fail with people being there at scale for a lot of people. My leadership has not been what I wanted it to be the last couple of years. So if I can turn it around and try to make real impact on the world, not what I'm doing right now, it'll be an absolute success. Right now, what I'm trying to do is build like Amazon and Jeff Bezos. I'm trying to build a big account, get enough people, wake up enough souls. And I'm the guy who tries to help make this mainstream. I'm here to help the average guy who knows nothing about numerology or astrology. Now, if I don't go ahead and actually make real impact on my family's life, the world in general, I will fail this incarnation. If I be a sleazeball and be all about money. So I've made mistakes in life, as we all have made. I've never had a speeding ticket in my life. I've never had an arrest in my life. I have a perfect record, but that doesn't mean anything. What it means is, are you there for your family? Are you there for your friends? And if I do that and I continue to get better, I'm only 28 years old, which is, I will succeed. But it is not guaranteed that is your last incarnation unless you pass the lessons. So like one of my lessons is I'm going to be a very wealthy man one day, extraordinarily wealthy, at least I believe. If I allow money to control my entire life, I will fail this incarnation. So I have to make sure I have a family and kids. The first way you fail it, no kids, no wife, no family, no bloodline. So it's not guaranteed. And I don't want to go on and on, guys. I don't want to make this the VK show.
I'm telling you, man, if Andre is here, you're going to be there for like 4 hours, man.
It's all good. It's all good. He's awesome. I love him.
I appreciate it,
You're really
guys.
cool, dude.
Yeah, I always have
BK,
lots of questions.
you're getting ready to turn 29 as well, so that Saturn return, man, is coming around.
Yes, sir. Yes, good for me, because the first I had to pay my dues the first 27, 28 years. I mean, I'll be honest privately with you guys. It's not private. We'll say it openly. I've been on fumes for about 2-3 years trying to hold this whole freaking thing together. Excuse my French. I don't know if I said it all the way, so I'm pretty good without swearing lately. But I'm trying to hold this together. It's been extraordinarily overwhelming for me, and I want everyone to take a lesson. Things will change. The bigger you get, things change. The more money you get, things change. People talk to you different, and you have to get up every day and realize I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot in a lot of areas. There's people that could teach me things in this thing that I don't know. And it could be how to fix an electric light or electrical system, how to do this, how to change a tire. So there's areas that I got to work on, but you have to remember every day, I'm just human. I'm humble, because everyone tells you what you want to hear. And then you never realize, whether they're telling you the truth or not. And then fame, clout is extraordinarily isolating. And you piss off a lot of people on the way up. So if I miss DMs, if I miss them all the time, pigs are the most flaky sign. And I get your energy is, Dan Bilzerian said it best. Your energy is scattered in multiple directions. Being famous or having clout, and I'm not saying I'm famous, but I do have clout on X. It's like being an extraordinarily good-looking woman. All of your attention is pulled every single different way, and that's why I'm very sympathetic to women, etc. And there is particular people who happen to be women who are saying slanderous things about me in people's DMs, things that are not true. That they will do anything they can to you on your way up to the top to try to bring you down. Because again, once you get to a certain level, you piss people off if you don't give them the attention anymore. So if it's a female, a male, I don't want to go into it, but it's a good lesson everyone should learn. And I have the utmost sympathy for people who are famous. I would not take fame in a minute. I cannot stand this. I would rather take $1 zillion and just go away. But that's just me. This is the hand that I was dealt.
Brother, you're 33, and it's a matrix. 33s come with that.
Yes, sir.
Who's your favorite author, like Freemason author, besides Albert Pike and Manly P. Hall?
I'll come out and say it. I'm not big into either one of them.
Me too.
And I just it is what it is. I don't disrespect either one of them, but other than that, my most favorite Freemason out of all the Freemasons is, of course, my brother Dale, at Dale Just Dale. you know, Dr. Marvel and Grant Sovereign Commander and Joe Levy, but Akram Elias would be my most favorite guy in all of Freemasonry. Other than that, and then Maynard Edwards is a big one. He just became a 33rd degree. But the best guys are no longer writers. The best guys are going to be YouTubers now. The best guys in the world today are not going to really write a book. They might, but most of them, and then Art de Hoyos. So Art de Hoyos, Akram Elias, Maynard Edwards, go take a look at what they have to offer. It's great. And then, of course, Sovereign Commander and, you know, Dr. Marvel.
I appreciate you, brother.
Art de Hoyos and who else?
Art de Hoyos, Akram, A-K-R-A-M, Akram, Elias, E-L-I-A-S, and Maynard Edwards. I believe it's M-A-Y-N-A-R-D-E-D-W-A-R-D-S. So Maynard Edwards. A lot of Freemasons have very interesting names, like Charles Pierre L'Enfant, I believe it was his name. He mapped out Washington, D.C. There's a lot of interesting people, eclectic names across the world. So it gets difficult. And one thing I always tell people, if you refer a Mason, sometimes try to give them the exact name because people will forget and whatever. So yeah, very, very good guys. And Akram is the best, I think, for numerology and astrology. He goes to the owner of the Tigers facility. The family that owned the Tigers was Masonic for many, many years, Detroit Tigers. And he will show you real numerology, Masonic stuff right in front of your own eyes. And you know, again, he was this, you know, I believe the Grand Master of DC, Washington, DC for years, or for you know, a period of time. And just love the guy. Great guy.
I'll definitely check him out. And I've got one deep question for you. So I was reading the Hearth book last night, and you know, like it mentioned the Pyramid of Giza, how the pyramid represents the macrocosm, but the capstone represents the microcosm, or God. But a lot of times the capstone is missing on the pyramid, and also like on the dollar bill. What's your opinion on like the pyramid being macrocosm, the capstone microcosm, and then what's the deal with the capstone missing? Like, is there any significant symbolism behind that?
The capstone missing is because the could this is again my perspective. I've not necessarily at all been taught this, but a reference to Solomon's temple not being completed yet. You know, one of the biggest things is King Solomon's temple, right? And King Solomon, you know, this is where Judaism and Freemasonry are very intertwined. A good goal for a lot of people in Judaism and possibly Freemasonry, got to be careful here, would be to rebuild Solomon's temple. So that being missing might be some reference to that. A lot of the things that you're seeing are Masons putting their own touch on things, their own mark. And I just said something very significant. So sometimes, you know, a Mason might do something that other Masons don't know, because we love allegory. You know, we love symbolism, and humans like to put their own twist on things. Now, as far as, you know, look, you know, if you pull up where John D. Rockefeller is buried, there's a very special shape that in Cleveland. You know, again, everyone's famous from Ohio. Ohio's a hotbed for all this type of stuff in the 13 family, especially back in the day. But pay attention to what John D. Rockefeller is buried under. Basically, there's certain structures, and this is not speaking on behalf of Freemasonry, certain structures that you're buried by or under can allow you to reincarnate faster within your bloodline. Okay. And you will see Akram Elias reference the shape, and it's not coming to my mind right now. That same structure that John D. Rockefeller is buried under and his whole family is circled around it is the same structure, I believe, as, you know, George Washington's monument and stuff like that. So the pyramids are a way to transfer souls quicker back into their bloodline. So let's say a king dies or a royal dies, they're looking for a way to speed up the incarnation process. Once again, we have to make sure we're very careful on this space to always note, as Masons, we do not speak on behalf of any Grand Lodge. This is only a Masonic opinion. It's very, very important, because there's certain things that are walking on close lines here, And no one's done anything wrong, but it's important to remind everyone of that over and over again. Because again, if Manly P. Hall says something, or if he says something, everyone takes it as that's a Freemason view. No, it's unfortunately not. So never take it too far with anything a Mason tells you, because they don't speak on behalf of other Masons, and that I'll leave it at that.
And what do you think about the Pyramid of Giza being on the prime meridian, 0-point energy? Do you know anything about that? Because I didn't understand what that means with the significance of the pyramid being on the prime meridian.
Well, meridian comes from you have the Medici. There's a connection between Medici family and the name Meridian. The Colombo family, Columba, however you want to call it. Columbus, you'll start seeing certain things with